Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, traders. Here we are, live with the active trader. How's everybody doing today? Just give me a few more seconds here. Oh, I hear myself talking. Okay, just give me one more second here. I need to just put the word out there in a few more places, and then we'll get going. And I'll put the contracts out. I did not do that yet. The option. Okay. Wow, that didn't work. Uh-oh. All right, give me a second. I'm almost there. I messed up here. Here we go. Let's take that off. I'm just checking something real quick. That's good. He's not live. I missed Kush this morning. I was gonna go watch him and he wasn't. I didn't see him. Okay. I got caught up this morning, and the reason I wasn't in is I walked out. I'm waiting for a package, which I got. And I look out, and there's a lady trying to get into my neighbor's house. It's her aide, and she couldn't get in. And I go, "What's the matter?" She goes, "She's not answering the door. She's not answering the door." So she looked through the window, and she could see she was laying on the floor. Luckily, I have a key to her apartment she gave me 20 years ago. I still had it. So I opened the door, and she was just laying there, half hour. They took her away. We got the ambulance, and the ambulance came to the wrong building. I had to run to the next building to get them to come to the right building. Unbelievable. Just. And then they got the dolly thing stuck. They couldn't get it out of the ambulance, and they're sitting there playing with. They didn't even send two people up just to check her out. It's like I don't get the stupidity. Your life could be on the line, but they did know I told her she was laying on the floor. But okay, regardless of all that, we're here. She's there, and now she's in the hospital. She's in good care. Unfortunately, we all get old, and it's somebody's mother, somebody's grandmother, and you always got to put yourself out first before anything else, including this stuff. This is a whole bunch of crap. Somebody's in need, you need to be there for them, and that's what I did. I sat there and I ran and I got my cardiovascular this morning. I was running. You should have seen this old man running for the next building to make sure that this lady had the attention that she deserved. Okay, let me just change the contracts here because everything did change from yesterday. All right, that's 34. Figured out a way. 43, 43, 40. Let's see, 43. I figured out a way. Let's see if I'm correct. 43, 40. 43, 40. And I'll check it first. And 43, 35. I think I found a way to figure out from the SPY how to figure out what the SPX is. And if I'm right, let's see how far off I am. I said 43.40 for a call, and it's 43.60. All right, I'll have to work on that, but I'm getting close. I'm getting close. And the other one's 55. All right, 43. How'd they come up with that? 43. I got them earlier, but okay. All right, today's the 21st, so today is the 21st contract. for the SPY and SPX. NVIDIA will be $415. Wow, that's down $20. $415, and then the other one will be $412.50. Easy enough to change that one. AMD is 90. Wow, it's on the money right now. So 97. You can go out of the money and do 98, and then stick in the be right at the money at 97. Yeah, I would stay right there at 97. So you're right at the money. There's in the money, at the money, out of the money. So here you would be at the money. Tesla right now is 257. So that would be 257.50. And then the other one would be 255. That's easy enough. And then Meta. And Meta is 295.80. So that makes it 295.80. That's 297.50. See if I got that right. And then this would be 295. Let's get this down. 295.00. And that would be tomorrow's contracts. And here's your contracts. They should all be correct. This is the way they stand right now. If you're not in a contract and you are looking to get into a contract on any of these stocks, these are the contracts. Now, I was listening to Deck, and again, I don't mean to, listen, I'm not half the trader Deck is, but I teach people how to become great traders. And what I teach people works, and I've helped a great percentage of people learn to come back and say, wow, if it wasn't for you, and you'll hear people, some guy said yesterday, thank you, I think it was Pete, said thanks to AK-47, to Deck, and to myself, to Active Trader. Why? Because I'm older than you, and I don't take as many risks and chances, okay? But you do. But if you have the right tools, and Deck did it again this morning, and all he talked about was theta, 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 theta. He's running out of time. Folks, you cannot trade like Deck. He's totally different than you and I. He's got a much larger account, and what he does is he goes way out of the money, all right? So let me show you something. I'm going to pull up the products right now, and I'm going to show you what he does, all right? Here's your products. Here's SPX, okay? And right now, if I was going to do, I can't see. Hold on, let me just put this back to charts. If I was going to do, hold on. If I was going to do a SPY contract right now, and let's say I want to do a call, okay? Let's just go for a call. Right now, if I was going to do a call, I would do this contract right here. Just what I put out for you, 43.60. But Deck goes 1, 2, 3, 4, and does a 43.80. And then if it doesn't go his way, look where his theta is right now. Here's your delta. Actually, the theta is okay on this one. It's okay, but it will run out quick. All right. If this call doesn't go long and it becomes like a put and it goes, the stock starts dropping, this theta will drop very quickly and it'll end up like this, 38, 36, 32, and you'll have no delta. So it's not going to write. And even the contract at 20, at 14 is not writing that fast. So you're always better off just out of the money, and you never have to worry about theta. Now, you or myself, if we get into a stock, okay? If we get into a stock, hold on a second, sorry. If we get into a stock and it goes the wrong way, if we pick the wrong trend, okay, then we need to have a plan. And that plan says that we have to have a percentage, and we're willing to take a certain amount of a loss, okay? And that loss is depending on the price of the contract. So if my contract is $5 a share, so right now, if I look, and let's go into a SPY contract or an SPX contract. Let's go into here. If right now my contract is $5, and I say that I'm willing to lose 5%, that means on 590, okay, on $5.90. Let's bring a calculator up. Let's bring it in here. And if I go $5.90 times 5%, I'm willing to lose 20. That means that stock's going to go down 29 cents. So 29 cents the other way. Now, if I multiply that, I always do 5 contracts. That's 500 shares. That means I'm willing to take a $147 loss. Is that acceptable to me? Absolutely. Okay? But if it goes the other way and I let it go to 500 and 600 and I sit there and I say, I'm going to wait till it comes back, but theta's running out. Well, theta's running out because you started too far out of the money to start with. Theta doesn't run out. I have been doing option contracts longer than anybody else who's teaching them in here. I've taken the classes on it. I took the test on it in 1980s to become an options broker. And let me tell you something. I never run out of theta. Why? Because I have a plan. All right. I don't hope that it's going to come back. Hope is not. I repeat, hope is not a strategy. All right. I put it on the board all the time, and it says, hold on. Hope is not a strategy. We must always have a plan or we're going to be in trouble, okay? Do not trade like deck. You are not deck, okay? Trade your own way and trade with a plan. And the plan says, I'm going to lose sometimes. I'm going to win sometimes. I'm going to try to win more times than I lose, but I'm going to lose. So when I'm going to lose, I must have a plan. And that plan says, no matter what that stock cost me or what that option cost me, I must have a plan that says if the trend goes the wrong way for me, if I jump in a stock and it goes the other way, I have to be willing to get out at a specific point and accept that loss. If you can't do that, then go take up checkers or chess because this is not for you. You're going to lose your ass in the end if you play a game of hope and say, I hope it comes back. I hope it comes back because one day or 2 days or 5 days of doing that, it's going to wipe out your account. Okay? I'm not going to candy coat this for you. I've lost $6,000 in a day playing a game of hope. I've gained back $7,500 in a day not playing the game of hope and getting real serious. So what I'm trying to tell you is if you get into a trade, every trade that you get in, you must have a plan. You must say, if the stock costs me $5, I'm willing to go 5%. I'm willing to lose between $100 and $150. If that stock is $10, then I got to go down to 2.5%. Why? Because let me explain. If I go right now, let's clear the board. If I go right now, $10 times, let's say even 3%, that's 30 cents. There's the same 30 cents on the drop times 500 shares, 150. See, I'm willing, but I had it drop down from the 5% on a lower price stock. So the higher the stock cost, you have to drop down. You can make yourself a chart. I want to never lose more than 125 average. I may lose 100, I may lose 175. I want to average 125 as my losses. So if I lose $125, if I lose $125 5 times, all right, $125 times 100, I messed up there. $125 times 5 trades is $625. Let's put that into memory Greek or memory return. Let's clear it. Now, the other 5 trades, I win an average of 500. Sometimes I win 800. Sometimes I win 1,000. Sometimes I only win 100 or 200. But if I do that and I average 500, then I make 2,500 minus the 625 on the 5 that I lost. That's an $1,875 win on 10 trades. I only have 50% wins, but what I did is I had a plan, and that plan kept me in a certain loss bracket, and my wins were averaged out on what I usually do. Okay, for some of you it might be 300 average. Okay, and you might make less than me. All right, but my average win is $500. All right, because I use 500 shares. If you use 100, then it's going to be 1/5 that. All right, so instead of 500, my average would be 100, and then my losses would be different. So if I win 5, I win 500. Then I can't afford to lose 5 at 500. Then I would lose 5 at 50, and that would give me 5 times 50 is what? 250, I still make 250 on 5 trades. So depending on the amount and the cost of the contract. So let's go to a SPY. Let's go into the products. I have to keep bending my head around because my phone's out there and it's blocking me. Let's go to the SPY for a second and say right now, if I was in a SPY contract, I'm just out of the money. My delta is good. It's at 33. Deck, what is he going to do? Go over here? Look at his theta. It's already gone. You can't even go out of the money. Because if you go $10 cents the other way, 5 cents, you're already gone. You're already in minus. You've lost your whole premium. So you can't do that. Now here, I like to be between 40 and 50. So I'm going to go to the 54 and I'm going to be in the money at only 85 cents. Now, at 85 cents, all right, my theta, it's got to be at least, should be more than this and up to 3 times. So it's not even one, it's a 1.5 times. So right now at 86 cents, I can afford to go 10% easy. Why? Because 10% is only 8.5 cents on the, all right? I can go 20 cents, 20%. 20% is 16 cents, all right? And if I go 16 cents right now, let's say 0.16 times 500 shares. If it goes down 16 cents, all right? Let me see. I don't know if that worked out. Let me just check that again. If it goes down 0.16 cents times 500 shares, I lose $80. Okay? I can afford to lose 80. I can go even further than that, but I will run out of theta. Then I would have to be more in the money. So understand how theta works, but realize that delta is what pays you. The higher the delta, the faster you get paid. The lower the delta, the slower. So if you're in this contract right here, and I'm in this contract down here, and the stock goes up 50 cents, I'm probably going to make 50 cents on the dollar. But the guy down here is probably going to make 10 cents. And he's going to say, I don't understand why this contract's not writing. It's not writing because your delta was too low to start with. And Deck does that a lot because he wants to trade with you, and you have to understand something. Win or lose, it doesn't matter to him, okay? But he needs to show you that if you're going to trade, that you must always have a plan. And this is what he taught me in the beginning when I first came to Tradecaster, that I always had to have a plan. I learned this from him, but he got to a certain point, and I hate to talk down about him because I'm not. There's nothing wrong with the way he trades. He's balls to the walls. He gambles at times, but he's a good gambler. He wins more than he loses. That's not you if you're new. You cannot trade like Deck. He's got a bigger wad behind him. So if it goes the other way, think of it as you want to go take a plane and your plane is about to take off, but you come to the end of the cliff and your plane's going down. Why is that? Because you were betting that it was going to go up, but now you're going down. If you go down far enough, you're going to have to bail out of that plane, which means you got to sell off your shares. For Deck, he don't bail. He holds, and he waits till it comes back because he knows eventually it'll come back. But what if it doesn't? What if some bad news comes out that's negatory and it drops another $1? You're done. You just got your account wiped out or the premium. Now, if you do the put, regardless, if you go long, you can only lose your premium. All right. So if you go long and the stock drops, if you go long and the stock drops, you can only lose your premium. But if you go short and the stock goes long and it don't stop, it's unlimited what you can lose, even on an option. You can lose more than your premium. So I'm telling you, be careful. Be careful what you listen to and get your own education out there and learn more about options and how they work. I keep hearing this over and over and over about this theta shit and that you should go and buy a stock 3-4 days out. Unless you're a swing trader, there's no reason to do that. You're a scalper, okay? What you're doing, did I lose you guys? Hold on a second. I may have lost you. I may have turned it off for a second. Is that better? Okay. It wasn't matter because we weren't using the chart anyway. All right, if you're a swing trader, that's one thing. But we are scalpers, okay? We get in, we get out. Think about how long you are in a stock on average. Then think about how long you're in a contract on average, okay? For me, I could get in a stock and out in 20 seconds and make $500. All right? More contracts, the more you're going to make on the move. Now, if stock doesn't move a little, I'm going to wait. All right? If it goes down a little, I'm going to hold. If it gets to the point where it looks like the chart's going the other way, I'm going to get out. I picked the wrong trend. The trend is the direction of which way the market is going. Sometimes we make mistakes. Why do we make mistakes? Let's take a look at this right now. We got a low of 443.65. Let's look at the chart. Does my chart move in here? Why is my calculator still up there? Give me 1 second. I'm going to refresh this. I might lose you for a second. Hold on. Okay, now, I think we got you back. All right, now, let's look at this again. 433.65. So let's take this right here, and let's say that we have support at 433.65. All right? And I'm going to enter that in right now. And let's put $1 in here in our channel and say, well, we had 443.65, so let's put 434.65. Let's just break it down to 50. All right? It's probably around the VWAP. It's right below the VWAP. And look where it ended up. Exactly where we should be. Because you have right there, and I'm going to tell you something. I think I had it right the first time. 65. Let's do the 65. I think that $1 is perfect. All right. So now, if I'm in here and I've got this, take a look at this. Where am I in the channel? It was a little lower. You see that? We had right there, 60. Let's even bring it down a little bit and just say, I'm just tweaking it. You don't have to be exact. All right. All right. I got 460. I got $1 in the channel. Now, truthfully, we've come up a little. All right. We're about here now. And let's say we're at 75. Let's say we've come up, but let's keep it where it's at. I'm towards the lower part right now of my channel. So when I am in the middle of a channel, I don't trade. I am waiting for a certain amount of retracement to say I'm going to go forward. Okay. So if I want a certain amount of retracement, I want to see this come back down to about 433.50, 60, 65. And I'm watching this, all right? And I can see what's happening here. And it's, you know what? If I look at my trend, even from right here, boom, come on. Boom, from here. And let's put it to here. What do I have at this point? I want to cancel my left. Do I have an ascending or a descending? Okay, you can see this. All right, let's see from the whole day. Is there a high of the day? You know what? The high of the day is here. There is a high, so let's do this. Let's take it from the whole day. Activate it. As long as we don't cross over anything. And we're just about, it crosses there, so I'm going to leave it here. From right there, there's a high here. But you could even see from the beginning of the day, all right? And then from here, you can see this was a low here at this time. And it's going to give us, here's a new low right here, 433. My point is, I was going to say, it looks like we're going down, down, down. And look what's happening here. We're going down, down, down. Okay. And let's cancel my left on there. All right. So you can see what's happening. We have a descending here and a slight descending here. So remember I told you, I'm going to leave it at the 433.65. Well, it just came down a little lower. So it's 433.65 is our support. So right now, I've come down. I'm either now going to go long and try to take it to the 13, but I am not going to bet on a drop, okay? I'm not saying that it won't. I just don't bet on breakouts and breakdowns or fake outs, breakouts, okay? Or fake out breakdowns. I want to wait to see that my support here, which is held once, twice, third time, is holding. So I'm not going to bet that it's going down. I am more able to say that nothing goes straight down. It's coming down, up, down, up, down, up, down further, it's going to come up to about the 13. So it could come up to about 433.80. I could do a quick scalp, but let's say I get in right now at 65 and do a call. If it goes down 5% of my, if I do a SPY contract right now, let's see, I said a call. So my SPY contract is at 434. If I want to be in the money, I could be very high at 433. It's $1. So let's say I took the cheaper one at 65 cents a contract. At 65 cents, I can go at least 15%. Okay? So what does that look like for me? 65 at 15%, 10% of 65 is 6.5 cents, and half of that is about 10 cents. So if this goes down to 433.55, I would get out because I don't want to take more loss than if I'm doing 5 contracts, 500 shares times 10 cents is $50. It's a quick 50 I lose. All right? I can go higher. I can go to 20% at that price and I can let it go 20 cents. So maybe it goes to 50, 45 and it comes back up. But am I willing to take a larger loss? That's something that you have to decide. All right? So, losing my voice today. And there it is, just like I called it. I told you it would hit the bottom, come back towards here to about 90. What did it come? 70, 73. I told you it was a quick scalp up. You have to decide for yourself if you're a day trading, whether it's stocks or options, you're a day trader. Are you a trader that swing trades, or are you a trader that just trades what's happening now? Now, if you're trading what's happening now, then you're a scalper, okay? You want to get in and take profits when you have them, okay? It's better to have 50% of something than have 100% of nothing. Does this make sense to you guys? And this is why I don't agree with Deck when it comes to options. Now, when it comes to shorting stocks, he's the best. I have never seen anybody not only get lucky, but the skill that he has in knowing when to buy those shorts in the morning. I lost you for a second. I hit something and it lost you. Sorry. Hold on. Sorry, I lost you for a second there, but we're back. I got to keep my fingers off the keyboard. You see, and it wasn't a good. I told you it's going to go to the 13. There's your 13 exponential right there. Hit the 13 and it's coming down. And next time we might come down lower. This is not a good time to trade right now. All right, unless you're a long-term trader and you're speculating that we are going further down. Okay, what's the last news here? 1150 says the U.S. indices are lower for the season following a rise in Treasury yields after yesterday's FD. Also, weekly initial jobless claims data came in below estimates. That's going to bring the markets down. So I got a feeling we're coming back even lower, but it's not going to be that much at this point. We're not moving that much. We're not moving sideways, but we're moving up and down, and each time we're going to get a little bit lower. Even NVIDIA, still in that channel. I haven't touched it. I haven't touched this thing. Truthfully, my resistance now I can see on this would be at the VWAP, and I'm going to go right below it. Actually, I'm not going to keep it. Let's see. I'm going to make it 90. It's going to put it right on it, I think. Otherwise, it's 416. See, that puts us right below it, right where we hit here, here, we hit here, we hit here, we hit here. All right, we went above a couple of times, but this is coming down slightly also. So if you look at this thing, you'll see we came from up here to down here, and what we're doing is we're forming lower lows. All right, the same thing here. We're forming lower lows. And if I want to see more of what's going on, I try to keep it minute by minute when I'm not in it, but that rhymed. Let's go to 2 minute. We can see more. Let's open this up, and I'm going to take away my, all right, you can see what's happening here. All right, and let's do this. I'm going to take away all these white arrows. That's my scalper alert for right now. I still have my scalper alert pro in there, so it'll give me black arrows and red arrows, and it should be in there. I don't think I took that out. Let me just check real quick. Think script, exponential. Here it is, squeeze pro. No, so I'll still get the other signals. This is fine. All right, so you can see from here, all right, you can see, I'm going to just bring it up a little more. There you go. Boom. You can see there we're descending slightly, all right. Truthfully, this should have been, the lowest point was right there. Let's leave it there for right now. And it's showing you the squeeze from the top of the day. If I went in, we're still in here, so from here to here was one step, okay? And you can see what happened, it changed. So if I cancel my right on 130, this is a new line, 135, and then I take this one here, watch, and I'm gonna activate it and just bring it down a little bit. Okay, bingo. You can see where they meet up. This line here, that was my first step in the morning, was coming in a direction, but then we had a step down, all right? We had a little point here I'm not gonna worry about, but it stepped down, and now we have another step down. And truthfully, if I would do what I call the active step, would be this, all right? So let's cancel my left on this, and then I want to cancel my right on this. So you can see how many times we were in a direction and we changed our direction. And each time we're getting lower, all right? Let's see, right there we should meet up. Let's see, right. I gotta get a new mouse pad. Okay, there you go. So you can see the first step, and let's take off the left here. All right, cancel my left extension, and I'm gonna bring this just a little bit higher. It's gonna change the angle a little bit, but that's not other than that. So here's my first step, there's my second step, and there's my third step. You understand? So we don't really need this one anymore. I'll leave it there for now. But if I extend this, you'll see. All right, this is like shooting for the moon, and you missed. And you missed by over 5% here. You'll miss by 500,000 miles. All right, so you can see what happens here. It is going off. It's going further down. So I'm going to cancel my right, and now you'll see where these two meet, and we're going down, and you can see what's happening with the squeeze, and we will squeeze lower. We went from 65 to 64, now to 63. So it's not moving a lot. What it tells me, let's go to the big chart. I think I still have that up here. Come on, where is it? That one. There we go. That's not it. That's my 6-in-1. I don't have it. I must have lost it from last night. Let's see. I don't think I can change this one. I can't. I can't believe I lost my chart. All right, let me see if I can get it back. All right, I'm going to go here. And let me go to my big chart. I'm going to put the SPY in there. Just give me a second. I'm going to do this. I want to show you what I want to go over with you right now is volume. And then you can see there's not even that much manipulation right now. It's just going up and down and somebody's playing with it. They're waiting to see what's going to happen. All right, let's detach this. There we go. And I'm going to move this over to here. All right, I like to always have a big one in there. All right, so now if you look here and you look, now we know on the SPY, all right, that our SPY has an average of 72 million shares a day, 72,870,000. So if I take 72 million, I'm going to do it on a calculator, another computer, 800, and we'll just round it off, 870, 1, 2, 3, divide that by 6.5 hours, gives me 11, that didn't come out right. Try one more time, 72,870 and 000 divided by 6.5 should give me about 70. Oh, it's only 11 million. So if it's 11 million, so it's 11 million an hour, all right, then that's about 11,000 shares per candlestick. So if we're on a 1 minute, let's go back to the 1 minute for a second, all right? It threw me off because I'm so used to something else. Where are we on right now? Oh, we're on a 1 minute here. That's fine. All right, so right here, if I look at this, and I can see right there, there's 81. That's not even right. If it's 72, there should be 72,000. So 72,000 is your average. So here's 87. We're above average. We're above average. We're way above average. Above average. And then here, below average, below average. Okay, so right now we have average volume going on. Okay, If you took right now, all right, we said what I wanted to look at was what we were doing per minute is what it was. If I took 11, when I reached my daily, and let me just see something. Right now we're at 36. So if 11 million is the average per hour, we're at 9:30. Let's see, 10:30, 11:30. We're at almost 2 hours and 45 minutes. That's 2 3/4. So if I take right now 2 3/4, 2.75 times 11 million should be 30 million. We're at 36. We're above average for the day. All right. So we are doing enough volume, not a great deal, but we are slightly above average. All right. That's what I'm looking for. And here's exactly what I said was going to happen. And that's why I left this here and I didn't bring it to here, because what's happening right now is we're going lower, lower, lower. So we went from 65 to 64 to 63 to 43, new low of the day. So exactly what I said is happening is happening. We're in a descending, and our squeeze is descending. All right. Can you all see that? Anybody have any questions of what I'm talking about? Let me go back so I can see you guys in the room. Okay. Any questions at all? Nothing. Not a question. I love it. You guys know everything. I just can't believe it. What happened to Doc? He's not here. Huh. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, folks. I just want to check something out. Here, buddy. Let's try here. All right, he's not there. He's not there. Oh, no one told me about her, the way she looked. But it's too late to say, oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. Somebody's buzzing here. I got to get that off. Okay. I'm checking my other computer. Will it go back up tomorrow? You know, I don't have a crystal ball. It depends on the news of what comes out and what happened. And that's, I'm concentrate trader. I'm just kidding with you guys. You know, there's a good chance it'll come back tomorrow, but tomorrow's Friday. Okay, Friday, the end of the week, a lot of sell-off. So it's hard to say. It could come up in the morning and then come back down in the afternoon. Again, we've got news all week, yesterday and today, and it's all been negative. Negative news is going to bring your markets down. Let's go back to our, let's go back to my 3-in-1. There you go. So you can see everything I said was going to happen, happened. I told you before it would jump up to that right below the 13 and then come right back down with a lower low. That's exactly what it's doing. And why do I know that? Because of this. All right. And that's why I make these lines. I wish they were a little more pronounced. All right. But if you look at each one of them, okay. So let's say like this one here, let's activate it. And let's say, let's see if I can do that right to there. Okay. If you look at each one of these lines and you look at where we started, I'm going to open them up. And this was the trend originally. I'm going to extend it to the right. It dropped. You see how it dropped? Then it dropped and I saw another drop. Let's extend this one to the right. Watch. See? Now look where we're at. So that's why I do it this way. So for new people, they can actually get a better look, okay, at what direction the market is moving. In which way the stock, that particular stock is moving and why. I mean, the SPY could be coming down and another stock can be doing great. So we can't say that all stocks, or just because the SPY. There are certain stocks that will follow the SPY and there are certain stocks that do not, okay? Let's take this out of here and put back the hand, and then I can push this up a little. Okay, so you can see here, I've had 1 step, 2 step, 3 steps. This is my 3rd step down. And here, I have a consistent descending. I haven't had to push this bar up 1 time. The minute I have to start pushing this lower bar up, it tells me that the bulls are taking charge, all right? But right now, that's not what's happening. Now, Each time we hit a new low, it'll bounce up. And as long as we stay below right here, see this 13? That's a 13 in this cloud. You see the cloud? Let's see if I can knock on this thing, if it'll open. I think it's going to give me a bunch of dots. Nope, there it is. Properties, that's a trend line. I didn't want that. But we have a cloud in here. And the top of the cloud, see when it lights up? The top of the cloud is a 21 day. And the bottom of the cloud is the 9 exponential. And the middle, that little blue thing going through it, that's your 13 exponential. That's usually where the stocks follow. So either we're above the 13 or below the 13. If we're above the 13, then we could say we were bullish on the 13. But we are right now bullish above the 13. We're right at the 13. But we're bearish because we're below. The stock is bearish. This stock here is bearish. This stock here is bullish. So Tesla is bullish right now. Okay? Why? Because it's above the 13. It's above the VWAP, I mean. All right? And again, you should have. That's my support has changed. I didn't play with it. So I'm sorry for anybody who's looking at that. Your support would be the VWAP at this point. So we got 257. Let's see what right there is 10. I'll just leave it right below it at 253. Okay? I mean, I could tweak it and say 205 and it'll be right at the VWAP, but just leave 257. All right? And you can see we've been above. So you can see pretty much Tesla's been doing great, but it did have a low today. If you got in the low, look where the low hit, right with a lower VWAP plot. How many of you have a lower VWAP plot? And how many of you do not? Okay? So it's important that you have your upper VWAP plot and your lower VWAP plot. Because look at this. This is what I look for. First 3 minutes. 1, 2, 3. It faked up. It jumped up, upper VWAP, and then came down. Then it went back up, a fake out, breakout, and then came all the ways down to the lower VWAP. So when it hit here, that was your key to do a put. When it hit here and hit a new low, that low button came up, you should have been in a call. And that's what I keep telling you. And if you study Tesla, if you study the SPY, you'll see pretty much they work that way. Anybody have any questions on that? I just want to do a test real quick. Not to see if you're here or anything. I know you're all here. Hold on a second. Power button. And I want to just see. I want to see how long of delay. 5. All right, so at 12:21:05, I put my finger up. We're at 10, 15, 17. So we're at 12-second delay. I want to be at 9. To do that, I would have to get out and come back in. All right, but I'm not going to do that right now. Here's the first time. Watch this. You ready? I'm going to activate this. Come on. And I'm going to move this up a little bit, right to there. All right. That's the first time I've had to push this up. So we can see the bulls are now trying to push this up a little bit. All right. And you can see this line here to be a little more exact. All right. Let's see. There really was another active line in here. It's so small I didn't draw one. Let me just see something real quick. Come on. I hope my neighbor's okay. I'm going to miss her. Let's see. All right, we're just going to wait. Because right now I just don't trust it. And I think that where markets are still going down. Let's activate this down. We're at 443. And we're going to put this at 440, 434.25. We can even put this at, see what happens, but 434. All right, let's see. And that would be our resistance now, like that. It could even be a little lower, 97, or a little bit higher at 10 or 12. I'm going to leave it at 434. Since we're every time we come down, we're going down lower, and let's see what happens. But it's very, very easy to see what's happening here. All right. And for now, I'm going to take away this top one. I don't need it. I'm going to take away this one here. I don't need it. But I just wanted to show you why we put them in there to start with. But now you can see in our now, we're still looking down, down on the bottom, down on the top. This is just a different way of doing things to show you exactly where we sit. Okay, give me 1 second. Huh. I wonder what happened to him. Okay, whatever. My friend Doc said one who was looking for me when I was coming in here never showed up. He said he was with a friend and he wanted him to see, I guess, what I was doing, and he never came in. A lot of people do that. They say one thing and do another. Yeah, he's gone. He left the building. Elvis has left the building. 1888. Who do we got? I have an AK today. Anybody have any questions? Right now, the markets are not moving that much. Okay, I mean, it's plain to see. Tesla's sideways. A B graded on a curve, maybe. What is this? Okay. All right, I'm just checking a few things just to see possibly what maybe anybody else might be looking at. NSF, MSFT, Microsoft. I don't usually follow Microsoft. And I just want to show you real quick. Let's go take a look at the markets today, top gainers and things like that. And let's go into FinViz. If you don't use FinViz, it's another good tool. That was stomach bug. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Okay. Always have excuses here. Always sick. Can't tell you how many times my friend tells me, "Oh, I'm sick. I'm sick." 23. What the heck is this? Okay, close this. All right. Sorry about that. I got caught up for the moment. All right. Now, what are we looking at? Right here, we can see the market's down 211 on the Dow. We're down on the Nasdaq 180, 150, almost 182. Down on the S&Ps. We are down. Look how red. And look at Microsoft, Apple. They're the only ones possibly right on the border. 0.1%, 0.17%, but Google's down over 2, Amazon's over 3. Where's Tesla? Right here, almost 2%. So you can see the markets are pretty down. Now, right now, you can see this is the stocks that are up. Your top gainers, LIFW, which is a penny stock. Excuse me, Murph. It's Murph the Smurf coming back down, so it's already gone up. Nept already, it's still coming down. Look at the chart. Look from the high point in the middle on that big tall doji on the orange, all the way down to where it's at now. Ray starting to pop. Okay, so what I could do here, go in here. I can put in, let's say Raya, Raya, because it's starting to look good. I can put in UPTD. All right, where we go? UPTD. Let's always put my highest to lowest, so it looks like that. We can see what's on top and what's not. All right, and like this DTOC, I don't know why it's not giving me anything. I'm just gonna get rid of it. It's not happening anyway. SWIN, I'll have to check that out. It's got 3 million. Here we go. Ray is very, look at the volume is only 41. I don't know what that is. A 900. Let me check that out after. All right, what can I get rid of here? 5 million. You still have a lot of volume, so I would hold on to them. Anything else? LIFW, MURF. We can look at it. So MURF. What else? We got NEPT. It doesn't matter. You put them in there. You can always take them out. All right, so now let's get rid of this. All right, let's go into my larger. There. It picked up DOTC because of the last thing I probably touched. But here, I can go through them now. So you can see UPTD is still up there. It had a high. This is a stock you want to watch. It's still bullish. So I want to wait till a little pullback. You may want to build yourself a chart and say, well, right now we got support at around 1825, about right 1810, 1815, 1820, 1825 support. And we got resistance now at about $19. All right, around 19 puts us around there. So it's still a stock worth watching. Getting over 20 is a high point. This stock could come back over. I used to love stocks like this. Go to 20, come back to 19, 1875, and then boom, next thing you know, you're at $22, $23. You'd have to read up on the news on that stock and the statistics telling me how big or little the float is. All right. Next one is MURF. You can see that stock, look at sporadic. There's very little. I wouldn't play with it. It had a lot of volume earlier. See it? But it's too sporadic. I wouldn't mess with it. It's the type of stock that somebody's manipulating it, and for some reason you can get hurt. I'm getting rid of it. Okay, next one is Nept. Nept, you can see, hit a high early this. Oh, sorry, that was in pre-market. It hit a high, and after that, it's all been up and down. Very bumpy ride. Then it hit a new high at 11 o'clock. Came back down. This is when you need to go check and see what it says about the stock. Murphy Canyon acquisition shares. So it was an acquisition, which is a good thing. That makes the stock go up. But look at the time. That was 7:50 this morning. Like I told you, it went up in. Take a look. That's probably around 7 o'clock. There it is, 7:56, 7:51. Bingo. So if you were watching this morning, this stock was a winner. All right, but it went up quick and came down fast. All right, so I wouldn't even worry about NEP right now. All right, and that's the next one. Let's go in here. Next one is Schwinn. Schwinn is sporadic. Look at all the space in between. Doesn't mean that, like here, you can see it had 800 shares. Very, very low volume. I wouldn't play with this. It's the type of thing you can get hurt and somebody can get you. All right, Raya. All right, next one. This thing was sporadic. Somebody's manipulating it. You can see it went up high, then came back down to $1, about 30 cents. Another manipulated stock. I don't care what it has to say. I'm not interested. And then we got, which one was that? Raya. Yeah. BJDX. That's from the other day. It's too sideways for me. It's still bullish, but it's already got its big climb, which was from here, and you get too much space in between. Another stock I wouldn't want to touch. It just has a lot of shares traded for a stock that usually doesn't have that many. I can tell right off the bat. I don't know what this is. It's a mistake. So just get rid of it. Mistakes do happen. And DT, this thing is already done. Whatever or wherever it was, it's gone. It was shortable. Bad thing is I wasn't in it because that was a good short from right here. Look, from here, $47 down to, it looks like a lot more than it is, only about 60, 70 cents. You know what? We can do much better with options. Okay, and then CNA. These are the stocks I watch, so I'm not going to watch them right now. So really, there's not much going that I like on the stock side. There really isn't. This is wrong. This is a wrong stock. We lost part of it by accident. And Raya, it was Raya. So we had an A in there. It disappeared. I don't know why. Raya? Yeah, see? Watch. I don't like that anyway. I'm going to get rid of it. There's nothing here that I like. All right? So I'm going to stay out of my watch list for right now. And I'm going to go back and watch what I was watching, which is the main stocks that I always watch. And bring it back to here. And here, while I wasn't watching, see what happened here? Look. Look what happened here. While we weren't watching, finally, we got a jump, and the jump goes to the top of the resistance. Will it hold my resistance or go be above it? So it looks like we're having a little bit of reversal in the market right now, and we're starting to go up a little, okay? Now, I can take this to a higher point back. So I can do this. Let's bring this up to right about here. Right there. I'm at a high point. That's what I want. Higher than that without crossing over any stocks. Let's see. See, and to tell that, I can just extend to the left. You see? I don't want to cross. I'm going to cross over stocks. So if I did it from here, it's going to cross through the middle of it. I don't want to do that. I'm looking to find my highest point without crossing over. Okay? So cancel the left. And this is where we're coming from right here. And again, we're moving up again. Take a look. All right? So you can see right now the market's moving up. We're starting to gain. And that's going to bring our resistance up now to about 430, 410. Let's see. Let's edit this up. And you can see we just moved. We really didn't move that much. We were at 434. Let's just say 434.25 would be the next step up. I don't know how high we got, but you can see it wasn't that high. We got to about 17. And 25, we got 28, 29. We're probably going to get up to about 50. I'm going to say that we're probably going to get to about 50, and then we're going to pull back down again. But doesn't mean I'm right. It could pull back at any time. So we still have a lot of resistance right here at 434, where I moved it up only because it moved. But 434 is still a lot of resistance. The rest is all being manipulated. What do we got here? 433.65. I want to bring this down a little bit. I'm going to bring it to 50. I need to put a drop in my eye. My eye is closing on me. So give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Can't say. Okay, direct shot. Excellent. Direct shot. And let me take a shot of this. Excellent. Very good. Very good. And it's nice to see that the market went up a little bit, but you can see we're still not there yet. So all it's done is broadened, and I still think we're a little lower here, but let's see what happens. I'm going to activate this and just bring it down to where I see it. And that would be about right over. I think we're back at the 434. I'm going to go 434 and about 10 cents. Right there. Okay. Still a little higher than I want to be. I'm going to leave it there and see what happens. Where are we at now? 68. So we got that pullback. I said I pulled it to 50. And I'm going to say 60. We seem to be holding that 60 mark. So I'm just tweaking it a little bit. My mouse is sticking. I hate this. I wish things would do just what I want them to do when I do it. Okay. All right. I'm drinking my Dunkin' Donuts coffee with a little bit. I cannot believe how many calories there is just in those creamers. Like 70, 35 calories for a split, couple of drops an ounce. All right, and look at Tesla. Tesla is on its way. It hit that upper VWAP plot and then some. So we're going to put resistance now at about, look at that, 260. Let's see. It went up about a dollar and change. Look at that, huh? While I wasn't watching. But I love Tesla. I think Tesla is the stock of the century. I do. And then we're going to take this one here, and we can just bring that up. With Tesla, you can just put $1.25. So that would be 258 and 75 cents. I always like to leave about $1.25 with Tesla. I always like to leave about $2 with Nvidia. It looks like more than it really is, but like Nvidia here, we've got, let's see, 1450. We never got back up to that VWAP. So let's take this down to 50. Bingo. It's right there. And then we can take this. Let's see where it's at. See, it's 413. 413. Let's just bring that up to 413.50. And that's going to put us back at the $2, isn't it? 415.50. Come on. Yeah. And what is this? 415.50. There's your $2. And there's your support right there. See it? It's a little lower than we've got. It's 45 probably. But it always works out with Nvidia, and this usually works out with this. We can bring this down now. If I can get it to move, there it goes. Everything's moving too slow. And you can see this is still coming down. Okay. Any questions? Anything, ask me. Please ask me. No questions. Deck, you're spamming my board again. 1 hour later, and we still have the same setup, pretty much. He's right. And that's why it's too choppy, and you got to be careful because this is how you can lose money. People are watching, so if you go with anything significant, you could actually get your ass kicked. And that's not what we're looking for here. Okay. Right. Okay, I'm just checking out another room for a second. My buddy here, JB, he's having a rough time. All right, we're good. He finally got it going. I love JB. He's a great guy, you know. He's trying to make this thing work, but it's a little difficult. It's a lot harder than most people think, you know. Let's see. I can't do high definition with him. Let's see. Not really. I'm gonna go to 720. Yeah, it doesn't work that well. Mine is high definition. So you can use high definition with me. My high definition is working. It slows us down a little bit, but it's been working out for you guys. I only keep it on one. I don't use my other one. I keep it blank. And I keep another one open and blank just in case I lose out on this computer. I can just pick up. So I'm in here. Here's computer UTER2, and this one here. Watch this. Okay, computer PUTER1, and I'll do them at the same time. Let's see if I can do that. Boom, boom. Oh, did the other one go? Oh wow, they came in together. It doesn't matter. They came in together. I did them with two different computers. That's so weird. I wrote computer 1 on one and computer 2 on the other, and they came in together. That is so strange. I have to sit there and figure that one out in my head. Things I do to confuse myself. Just look in the mirror. Just yesterday, you were 38 years old, married, with 4 kids, and life just changes right before your eyes. It's amazing. It does. So make sure. I watch my neighbor. I've known her for 23 years, and now she's falling down and she can't get it up. She can't giddy up. You know what I mean? It's so sad. Hey, baby. Good girl. Let me move this aside. Yeah, it's my baby. Hold on. Okay, that's my cat. I'm sorry. I had to give her a kiss. She's very insecure. If I don't kiss her, you know, I spoiled the crap out of her. Right? I spoil you. Do I spoil you? It's so pretty. Let's see if you can see her behind me. Hold on. Let's see if we can see her. What I'll do is I'll watch this. Ready? Let's see. Video capture. Unload. Let's see if I can step out of the way. Where is she? See her? Sitting on the bed behind me. Take a look. That's my baby girl. She's so special. She really is so special. Okay. The little things that make us very happy in life, you know. Okay, there we go. It puts us back and puts me back. All right. She sleeps with me. My wife can't get close to me anymore. So that's why I use the cat. Last night I said, baby, you want me to comb your hair? I went and got a comb. And I comb her hair. And I go, look all the knots I got in there. Little knots. She loves when I comb her hair. It makes her feel so special. Don't you feel special when you comb your hair? Okay. Come on, active. We're trading here. No, we're enjoying life here. Okay. So what happened here? We hit a bottom, and then we started to do what? We started to reverse, and we started to make higher lows. So from here to here, right there, to here, regardless. And now we're trying to push up. And there's your 13. 434.44. I have to say that right now, 434.50 would be our target. Okay? So if I was going to put a target, I'd put it there. Okay? But I don't, because we're below the VWAP. But the VWAP would be the target at this point. We can get above there. Look at Tesla leading the way right now. Let's see FinViz real quick. If anything has changed. And I want to just refresh this. So we were at 2 something before, 193. And Tesla was at 1.9. Now it's at 1.4. So you can see the markets are starting to turn a little bit in a positive direction. We'll just see if that carries. And, if any news comes out, I don't think we're expecting anything unless Elon makes a deal in Africa or someplace where he's from to put more cars. He might be able to lead the market into a positive position. But right now, it doesn't look like we're going to get there anytime soon. 260. 260. 260. Let's see. We have a 260.35. 260.35. And I'm going to bring this right below, right about there, is 259. What do we say? 55.35. Let's just say 45. That's going to only put us at about 90 cents right there. Let's see if we can hold this new channel that we're in. And then here, you can see on NVIDIA, we seem to go up just a tiny bit. We're above the 13, but we still can't get up there yet, I'm going to bring this down to 415.25. I don't think we're really quite up there yet. 415.20, we're close. Right there. And then we're going to bring our support on NVIDIA up a little bit to 13. Let's go to 75. I told you, when it comes to NVIDIA, it could be 414, but I like to keep a little more of a distance in here. But it looks like 15. I'm going to go to 414. All right, so anybody watching NVIDIA, let's say 414 right now. I need some honey. 414. That looks good. And that would put us towards, we're still in a way we cannot trade. That puts us in the middle of a channel. Same thing here. We're in the middle of a channel. We don't want to trade in the middle of a channel. Here, where we were up there, you could have done a put, but with it being so strong, I don't think I'd want to go against the trend. You don't know how fast it's going to last. All right. Let me take a look at this on a 5-minute for a second. If anybody's watching Tesla. Anybody here looking at Tesla? Like to trade it? Anybody trading any stocks right now or looking at anything? Just put the symbol on the board. You don't have to put any more. Just put on the board. Okay. Let's see real quick. $254.21. Oh, I had it, and I lost it. Okay. Long SPX butterfly. Very nice. All right, try to explain to the board, if you can, what a butterfly spread is, all right? Now, butterfly spreads use 4 option contracts with the same expiration. All right, so obviously, Mark is a little bit more experienced as a trader. That's what he's telling me. Okay, because a butterfly spread, is it risky? It spreads using 4 option contracts with the same expiration. So they could all be today, but 3 different strike price spreads evenly apart. So what he's doing is he's cost averaging what he's doing within his thing. And as it goes up, he'll take out, remove one option, the lower option, then the lower option, then the next option, until he gets to the highest point. Is that correct? So in part using about a 1 to 200. Now you'll make less money. You can make less, but you can make more. Because if it goes in the right trend direction, all right? So depending if you went low and then it went up higher if you did. I think they're all in the same direction, aren't they? 4 spread contracts, the same expiration, but 3 different strike prices. Okay, but they're all either puts or they're all calls. At this point, I would assume you're in all calls. Would that be correct? I love SPX. That's all I trade. And should always write it with correct form, which would be like this. So somebody sees that, they can click on mine. They can't click on yours. Yeah, long. I see it now. I didn't even see you wrote it. Obviously, just makes sense, you know. I don't do vertical spreads and butterflies yet, but it's very cool. The most amount of money you can make usually is just doing long puts and long calls. But what that does is it reduces risk. Okay. And I have a good website. Let's see if I can find it real quick. It talks about all the different types. Hold on a second. Get out of there. Bookmarks, all bookmarks. Come on. What the heck's going on here? I got it now. I got it. Wow, is this still open? I can't believe it.
You may have thought, well, aren't they like on strike in Hollywood?
I love that. Dylan Scott. Okay, sorry. I just realized my Sirius XM was on all this time. I gotta turn this off. It shouldn't be on in here. Bookmarks. Let's see if I can find what I'm looking for. It's going to give a lot of you some insight on. Here we go. It's a calculator for options, but this particular, you can look at the top and you can look at all the different options and see exactly what they are. So there's a good website right there. Just click on that, go to the top of the page, and like in here, it talks about a poor man's covered call, calendar. It does say here's the butterfly under advanced, iron condors, diagonal spreads. If I was going to do anything very similar, I would be doing, I think it's very similar to a vertical spread, which uses 4, possibly. All right. How are you doing today, Mark? The only problem is it's so choppy in here today. It's so choppy. And for new traders here, it's very difficult to really pick a direction and stick to it without getting hurt. I'm going to bring this down a little bit more. Let's bring this down to 259. Right there. Okay. That's 4. You can see Tesla's had the best up direction out of all the stocks today. I'm hungry. I missed my lunch. I think I'm going to go just grab a slice of pizza. Take me about 8 minutes. Take a slight break. It's 12:56. I'm going to try to be back here at about 1:05. Okay? Right now, so if the charts don't move, it's because I'm in the kitchen. All right? We all good? And thank you for sharing that, Mark. Anything else you can share with the room, please do so. I mean, there's a lot of people here that really have no clue, and they're just learning how to do. They're learning how to do options, and a lot of people don't even know what a butterfly is, or vertical spreads, or different types of spreads, and why you would use them. So while I'm gone, if you want to just mention a few of those reasons, that would be awesome. All right, I'll be back in 5. Hey, baby girl. Come with me. I'm still here. I'm still here, and I'll be back. I'm getting ice for my water. Like we did, 6,000. I love this new BP. I'll be right there, folks. Hungry? There you go. Okay, I am back with 2 slices of pizza. What are you looking at? My cat wants my pizza. She loves pizza. It's too hot. Can't touch it. Now, when I come back, I can look at this and say, you know what? I can see that here in the SPY, I'm still on my same channel, but I see I got a new low here. Not a new low of the day, but 433.50. Okay, let's edit this down, make it 50. You can see it drop one more time there. And we're still here in the same channel at 434. That's 10. I'm just going to bring this to 434. Oops, I didn't mean to cancel that. All right, just leave it alone. This one here, I can see on NVIDIA, we drop down also. See? I leave the room for a couple of minutes and boom, there we go. 413.20, 413, let's go 20. 13.20 to 414, and this dropped. So 414.25. Down $1 there. 414 and 25. And Tesla's still about the same, up and down. The whole market today. Had to restart my OBS. We'll return to Power Hour commentary. Okay. Jay Trades, are you still here? Is Jay still here? At Jay. He is. Jay, we need to talk. Maybe a little later we'll take a break and we'll talk. I love your setup, but all that stuff that you have in the background, moving, all that will slow down your charts. It's always on in the background, and that's the problem. We may run into that. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. I don't know if you're going, are you using YouTube or are you bypassing YouTube? Some people live stream without YouTube. They have another way of doing it. I'm using YouTube and it slows me down. It puts me down to about a 10 to 12 second delay. Do you even know what your delay is at this time? Okay, and you can see here on the SPY. You didn't answer me. Okay, maybe I want a bigger delay. And that gives us a larger, I don't want to call it a spread, but pizza is so good. That's no good. 20 seconds is way too much. Way too much. I'm telling you, it's because of all your background. Deck was supposed to get us new software and he didn't. This pizza, man, I made this from scratch. Here, take a look. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that. Yum, yum, yum. I love pizza. I could live on pizza and chili. You want to get it down to about 9 seconds. That's about the best I've gotten on YouTube. 9 seconds. Sometimes you gotta get out of your YouTube, come back in and get a new number that you put into Deckmar Trades. I'm not Deckmar. Yeah, into Tradecaster that you have to put back into the room. get a new number. And that'll speed you up. Not just doing OBS. OBS is not going to speed you up. It may lock you up, but it won't speed you up. That's what I did, and it went to a 10-second. Okay. Yeah, I do both. What I do, it takes 3 minutes. I start with YouTube. I go out of YouTube. First, you have to stop the stream in the room. Stop the stream in the room. All right. Then the next thing is I get out of OBS. Next thing I do is I turn off YouTube, get out, and then come back in again and start all over. While that's starting up, I go into OBS and start that up. And then I go into Tradecaster sometimes, and I go out of the room and then come back in the room. And then I start again, and I get the best delay, the best feed. We shouldn't have to go through this, but that's why Deck in his room we use Webinito. Ow. I bit myself. Don't you sit on this. You want a piece of pizza? Hold on, my cat likes pizza. I tell you what, come here. You like that? Let's see if you like that. No? You like the cheese? That part? Okay. Let me eat my lunch. I like that. Go ahead, lick it. Okay, that's enough. My cat likes to lick my pizza. She loves pizza. Can you imagine that? She likes pizza. No, you don't like it? Come on. Eat this one. No, you don't want it. Alright, she don't want it. She licked it. I gave her a piece and she wouldn't eat it. Isn't that amazing? Animals are cool. They are. Let's see, right now. If I want to see how much of a delay, I open up my clock on the bottom right. 25, 6, 7, 8, 9, there we go, 30. I put my finger up at 30. 35. 9, 40, 41, 2, 43. About 10, 12 to 13 seconds. That's why I don't want to do live trading, because it's not right. People are listening to you and they follow you. You're 13 seconds ahead of them. Look at the SPY, folks. Look at the market. It is moving now. Here we go. This is what we were waiting for. 1:15 in the afternoon, and the SPY is moving. And there's no news. So this is total manipulation. Total manipulation here. I can't look because I'm trying to move the charts. Let's see, we just moved about 65, 70 cents. 65, I'll leave it there. And I'm going to bring this, as long as it stays below the 13 exponential. So now we have new support, and we have new, and we'll put it right about, let's say 434. 434. That gave us a nice jump. I told you, daytime break. Yeah, you told me. You're getting, you know what? You're starting to get like AK-47. You need to stop that. I don't know what you told me. What'd you tell me? Where is it? Where did you tell me? DT break. Where do I see that? Show me in the notes. Copy paste the place you said that and put it on my board. Okay. 4:15. Let's just say 4:15. That's here. And then this, we're gonna bring this up to 4:14. All right, so what am I looking at? Well, I can see you going down. Everything's in purple. Looks like you got a Fibonacci up there or something. Doesn't say 100%, so it's all numbers. A lot of lines, 433. I still don't understand what you're trying to show me. Or what you're saying, you told me. Don't see it. Downtrend break. Well, we finally got the break. We're going down, 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 and pushed up right there. Where does that show that here? All I see is what your chart's doing. Downward started since yesterday, 4 from 4. Yeah, well, I know that. I understand. I've been saying that. And thanks to Powell and what he said, the whole market dropped. When I woke up this morning and I saw how much more of a drop, I went, wow, this is amazing. And I knew it was going to finally come back up, but the question was when. Had to stop somewhere. 444. We're down to 434. But where does it say, you said I told you DT break. That means it breaks. If it's a DT break, then it's going to stop and reverse. Where does it say that? So I'm not understanding what you're saying. Well, you all know it was dropping from yesterday. I can bring this in right here and go into, I think even 15 minutes on 5-day. And then we can open this up a little bit. Let's say boom, boom, boom. Where's yesterday? Let's do 15-minute on, let's do 5-day. What would I have? 15-minute. 1 day 10-minute. 1 day 10. I need 2-day in here. Oh, I didn't hear your commentary. I just came in your room and I couldn't get in. All I know is I kept trying and you couldn't get in. So I never heard a word you said there. But regardless, it doesn't matter. You're talking yesterday or today you said that. Let's see, I can't see. I mean, we could all see here, and at 2 o'clock right here, what do we got? That's at 1:50. 2 o'clock right here, that's when Powell started to talk. Went up and down, and then after that, it was all downhill. We hit 438.48 on the close. It went sideways up until about probably 4 in the morning. Here it is, 4:40, 4 o'clock, boom. There's 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock usually, and then it came down again. All the ways until just before opening, went up a little bit, and then it pulled down again. So it's been going that way ever since Powell talked. This is what we all said yesterday. So I just didn't get your point. I'm glad you mentioned it. Don't, just do me a favor. Don't get like AK-47. I mean, I love the guy, but it's everything he says is I told you so. I told you so. I told you so. I told you so. We're all telling you so. I'm telling you now. Okay. I will deny anything I said. Pretty much, I try to call it when it's happening. And I don't swing trade, so I don't call it overnight because I'll tell you what, nobody has a crystal ball and anything can happen. I mean, if something's going in that direction, it's easy to say that the market shows on the chart that that's the direction we're going. So overnight, there's a good chance they'll continue to fall. But nobody knows what's going to open up and what news is going to come on the SPY or SPX or Tesla that can wipe out an account. I wouldn't bet on it. Let's put it that way. And I'm willing to bet money that you didn't bet on it overnight either. I'm willing to bet that you didn't trade it overnight and stay in the SPY. Am I wrong? I know I didn't because I'm not willing to gamble. I'm not gambling. I am trying to use all the technical and fundamental information that I can to make the best decision that I can make. And I am just that type of trader. There's a guy in here. I don't know if he's still here. Mark? Mark, are you here? By some slight chance. Hold on. I think his name is Mark. Mark, I know he's an experienced trader, okay? Mark. Mark, let me ask you a question. If you're still here and you can hear me, did you do butterflies? And if I was going to do it overnight, I would absolutely do a straddle or a vertical spread or maybe the butterfly spread. Is that what you do when you do overnight? Good, you're still here. Did you trade overnight the SPY or SPX? Did you stay in and do a butterfly from day to day, or are you in the day or out? Do you do ODTEs or do you do overnight trades? That's my question. And if you're doing overnight trades, what type of trades are you doing? Are you doing the butterflies? Are you doing vertical spreads? Are you doing condors? What are you doing? Because I have to say, you know what? If you're doing what you're doing, then you're obviously a more seasoned option trader. Because most people do not do that, nor do they have an advanced account that'll let them to do it. I do, but I'm not doing them, and I'm honest about it. I am a ODTE, so you're out of the money on the butterflies. Exactly. So you know, like I do, that the most money that's ever made is in and out. The difference by doing what you're doing is ensuring that if the market flies the other way, that you don't have to take as great a loss. So you're willing to make less, but you're willing to take a chance of not losing as much. Is that correct? See, I want to teach people the right way to do things, and I think that I am. I've studied options in 1987 and took the class. I took the test twice. I actually failed it twice by 2-3 points both times. You had to get 70 to pass. I was going to become a broker. I was great on the phones and working for an options company. Low cost potential, great returns. Okay? That's great. I'd like to get you in here one day, possibly, and maybe do a Zoom. And you could obviously come in here and show us. Would you be willing to do that one day? Not today, but another time. 8175. Is that your date of birth? 38170? No, can't be. 38. I don't know what that means. 38175. That's your lucky number? What are you saying? Yes, sir, Jay. You know, Mark? You know what I'm saying, Jay? You know what I mean? Listen, we can all learn from each other. You know, I learned so much from Caesar. And listen, if I want to do options, he's the guy I'm going to go watch. Seriously. Caesar is like, he's great. He's a great guy. I wish he'd stop doing as much as he's doing with that other guy in the background. It's not edifying what he does, okay? I think he's such a smart guy. I actually called Caesar on the phone, and we spoke for about 3 hours one day, 2.5 hours. Unbelievable. He educated me, too. Thank you, Jay. And you know what? And I'm the first one here to do options. You're an amateur. You lost money yesterday, wrong direction, wrong trend. And it happens. Listen, Mark, you know what I teach here? Gamblers who go to like I live 1 mile from a Las Vegas owned what do you call it, casino. I live in South Florida. I'm in Broward County. The casino was just bought out by one of Las Vegas's biggest. I can't think of their name, but you know what? Gamblers look for profit, and gamers, they look. It's always about winning, even if they were playing against the highest scored guy. They only need to win by 1 point. All they care about is winning. But day traders, options, futures, whatever we trade. It's one thing that we need to look for always is to reduce our risk. If you are not reducing your risk, you're more than an amateur. You're a loser because you're going to lose. You may get lucky and you may win $4,000 and $5,000. If you don't go into every trade with a plan in your head, you're guessing, you're gambling, you're a loser. And I say that not to be mean. I say that because this is the type of thing that if you do it correctly, you can reduce your risks. You will make more money in the long run. Okay? I have gotten emotional in trades in the past and lost my ass. And I've gotten smart and traded technicals and fundamental information and used my charts to the best of my ability and made a lot of money. So I've made a lot of money and I've lost a lot of money. But the point is, okay, we want to reduce our risk. I teach people here how to be better traders than I am. The younger you are, the better trader you can be, believe it or not. Because you have many more years to do it and do it right. I only started doing this 6 years ago, all right? And I started out as a day trader with stocks. And about 3 years ago, I started doing options. And I was the first live streamer, not the first person to ever do options in here in Tradecaster, but I'm the first one to ever go openly and teach people. I was here way before Kush ever got here. He has a different way of doing things than I do. And it doesn't mean I'm right or he's wrong. Listen, there's many different tools that we can use to achieve what we're trying to do. The idea is to find something that works for you and to stick with it. Don't go floundering all over the board. And I tell you all the time, it's like the guy who's a carpenter, okay? One day he might have to break up the sidewalk to put a new sidewalk in. He's not going to use he's going to use some sort of a machine, to break up the cement so he can redo it if he's doing, paving of some sort. So when you go upstairs to do drywall, you're not going to bring that tool that you use to break up the cement. We have many tools in our trade, okay? You don't need to use them all. I don't have to bring up Fibonacci every single time. There are times I use Fibonacci and it works. And there are times I feel that Fibonacci is not that useful. I don't use Fibonacci as much with options as I do with stocks. And I use it more with stocks that have been around a while. You can't use it with an IPO. I mean, it's useless. You have to know how Fibonacci works. And then you can get a good idea on where things can go if it moves in that trend, in that direction. Like Mark said, he's not an amateur. He lost yesterday. Everybody loses. Even very, very top of the line, best professional traders. It's just that they lose less. They have a winning ratio probably between 85 and 95%, but everybody loses. And you can win 95% of the time and lose 5% and lose more money than you made in the 95% of the times you won. All right. If you go chasing stocks after a loss and then you go chase and it doesn't work out for you. A lot of people, when they're losing, they cost average down or cost average up. Every book I've ever read on trading says don't cost average. Okay. Now, I will tell you that there are times that I've cost average and I've saved my ass. I've won cost averaging up or down 95% of the time. And that's why I say, there are times that I've lost my ass cost averaging up or down because what happens is you're doubling your position or tripling a position. So if a stock is, let's say, $1 and I want it to go down to 50 cents, I want it to go down, but it goes up to $1.50 and now I double my position. Instead of being at 50 cents down, I am still down 50 cents, but down times twice as many shares. So if it turns around and goes in my direction, it comes down faster for me to make money. But if it doesn't, I'm going to lose so much money, so much more quicker, that sometimes it's better just to get out, okay, and wait until a stock is ready to retrace. And that's why we use Fibonacci, because it's a retracement tool. You're waiting for a retracement. There was a guy in here named Pav Josh. Pav Josh, 28 years old, came in here with a count of 12,500, and he posted his P&Ls every single day for a year. He took 12,500 and turned it into 1.1 million. All right. And he said to me, I used to talk to him. I have a lot of the notes that we talked. I saved it. I copy pasted it, and I've saved everything. All right. I have to just go find it. And I used to use it as training lessons. But he even said when a stock goes up, he doesn't ever chase a stock up. He waits for it to retrace 30 to 40%, and then he'll go long. Or the other way. Wait till it go down, and then he'll wait till it retraces the going down so he can go the other way, either up or down. So, you know what? He was playing 7, 8 stocks at a time. Ameritrade threw him out because he brought up his margins within 2 years on a 4-to-1 margin, and he started with 12,000. Then he brought his other account. He made almost $5 million by his second year. With $5 million times 4 is $20 million. Okay, times 85%. So that's about 17 million dollars worth of he can trade. And just remember, when you're trading in, out, as long as you got 25,000 or more in your account, you're cleared immediately the minute you get out of that stock. So he was winning, and doing more and more, and balls to the walls. This guy was a gamer. He's a nerd. I can show you a picture of him. This guy was such a nerd, and he was so smart. I love this guy. I'm sorry, he left during a hurricane. His house got blown away. He got into his Lamborghini. I think he had a yellow Lamborghini. He got into his Lamborghini and he left the island on the west coast of Florida. And that's the last we ever heard of him because I think his house got destroyed. All right. I'm sure he took his computer with him. Let me just see here. I got a picture of him somewhere. Some of you might remember him. Let's see. Photos. Let's see. Come on. Give me Pop Josh. I love this guy. I know it's in my phone. Come on. He's not in here. Damn. I have him somewhere. I'll find him. All right. Can anybody tell me who this is? You're not going to believe it. Can anybody tell me who this girl is? She was 22 years old in this picture. And I bet you more than 50% of you had seen her in the movies. Does anybody know who she is? I'm going to find that picture of Pop Josh. I'm going to see. I know where it is. While I'm looking, can anybody tell me who that is? And when I tell you, she's gorgeous. When I tell you who she is, you're going to say, oh my God. She was about 11 years old when she came in to this program. And she's still in it today. And it's a still going program in Canada. Anybody here watch Heartland? That's Georgie, all grown up. I actually think it was bad fruit I ate yesterday. CEBU after actually drinking their water. Oh, great. Okay, where is Pov? Come on. P-O-P-O-V. Ah, I got it. I found it. All right, since nobody answered me on Georgie, I'm taking her away. You no longer can look at her. I'm keeping it for myself. This here, I don't know how many of you remember, is Pop Josh. He was probably one of the best traders I've ever seen come through and prove it day by day in TradeCaster. By far the best trader ever. This guy was such a nerd. He was look at him. He's a gamer. Can you see him going, all day long? But he was great. He was smart. Does anybody remember old enough in here when that used to have the commercials with E.F. Hutton? When E.F. Hutton talks, everybody listened. When Pop Josh spoke, man, I got children older than him, and I just had to listen to him. He had so much. There was so much I could learn from him. I love the fact. I'm a smart guy, but I love the fact that there are guys out there so young and so smart, smarter than I am. And that's what we expect from the next generations, from our children, that they'll be better and smarter than we are. Listen, I grew up at the hippie times. I had certain things happen in my life you will never get to experience in yours. But you have certain things happening in your life Listen, I had to deal with a beeper at 14 years old. You deal with a cell phone. My first cell phone was a brick phone, and I had one of those Motorola brick phones, but things change, times change. Now we have AI. AI is, artificial intelligence. It's just something that's way beyond most of our thinking, and it's awesome. Now, am I going to let some AI program trade for me? I don't think so. All right? I don't really believe it anyway. But I don't believe that it can win any more or less than I could as a good trader. Do you? My brain is artificial intelligence. It has to be. I tripped over 300 times in the 60s. That's mind expansion. Are you kidding? People go to places today, to places like in Costa Rica, to trip under the what do you call that? The auspices of doctors and people who watch them so they don't flip out with very small dosages. I was doing things as a kid that most of you would never even think of doing. I'm not trying to brag about it. It is what it is. If I could do my life differently, I certainly would, knowing what I know now. But the fact is, in a lot of ways, I'm a better person for it. In a lot of ways, it held me back. Okay? And that's just it. That's just the way it is. All right, let's take a look at this real quick. We can see that, I hate when that happens. Let's just put that right there. Okay, and then let's take this again. Watch. Activate it. And then I can just stretch it to here, hopefully. There you go. All right, so that one moves there. And you can see here now that we have 443, wherever we're at there, and here. But you can see that we had here another active step from here. So if I was to show you that, we were going down, 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 down. I got to get out of this 10-minute. That's the problem. That's number one. That's the problem here. 10 minutes. Let's bring it back to the 1 minute, first of all. If you're trading, you should probably be in a 5 minute. Okay. So you can see from right here, right about here, we had a change in trend. And that trend brought us this way. Okay. And now I'm going to take away the left. Watch, cancel my left. And we had another step too from here. This is where it started to change, right there to right there, right there. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to cancel the left. Then this bottom one, we're going to cancel the right. Okay, and then here, we're going to cancel the right on this one. Is this our support? That's a trend line. Trend line, you want to cancel the right. Come on. Bingo. All right. Everything's slowing down. Do you feel that? I can't get it to move. All right. So you can see what happened here. And what it shows me, something I do differently than most people, is if I started for my day, let's see if I go back to about 5 minutes. I'll go to 3 minutes. It's going to give us most of my chart. And this is why I say if you're an amateur, and I don't believe Mark's an amateur, but I believe if you're new, you can see, here's the first one, all right, from the beginning of the day. And I shortened it before. Let's extend it back to the right. You see what it did? It finally crossed over my line right there. So what I want to do now is I'm going to activate it, and I'm going to bring the activation to right there, all right? So what it's going to show is my daily and cancel the right. So now you can see from our beginning day, everything was descending, descending, descending. And here, when we hit that low, 433.43, we started to go a little sideways. We started to try new lows, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, a little bit of a pullback, and then boom. So there's your 3 steps for the day there. If you start from the day, we had other steps in here. And in fact, now we can go back to the beginning of the day, and we can go to the activate this. And then what this is going to do is this is going to give us our total angle. All right. And you can see now that is our angle of squeeze is in here, right there. All right. And right now we have the bulls pushing this up. And every time they do that, it's pushing this bar right here up. So we have to say to ourselves now, are we going to end up in this quadrant, or this quadrant? And depending if we land here or here above the resistance, we know we're continuously going up. And that's what we're looking for. So if you're new, and like I said, I went to lunch and I came back and I could see all the changes, okay, by looking from my active steps. You're not going to find these active steps anywhere on the internet. You can look them up. You can go to any other person on the entire internet and you will never see it because I made it up. I'm the active trader. This is my world, and I'm glad that you are a part of my world, and I'm a part of yours. And these are the active steps. And if you learn as a new person to do these active steps, I'm always moving these up and down. Somebody asked me yesterday, why do you always move your trend lines? Why don't you just leave them alone? And the reason is because I do it differently, and it works for me. And it works because if I go to lunch, if I go to the bathroom, if I go to the guy answer the door, I helped my neighbor this morning and called an ambulance for her when she fell down and couldn't get up. Listen, I come back, I know exactly where I'm at. And I have a little procedure way. Maybe one day I'll write a pamphlet on it. And I will try to leave this right on the front of the 13 exponential. So there's my exponential right there. I always want to be a little bit ahead of it or right in front of it. I could be closer here. There's no exact, okay? I'm heading out of the office for the rest of the day. Not a huge fan of these trending conditions. A lot of chop and low predictability. One of the best things about being a trader is that you can end your day when you're ready. I am keeping my big green month rolling and not taking a loss. No reason. Well, Dak, have a good one. All right, nice to see you. Always love you, buddy. Don't always agree with you, but I love you. He's not here. All right, so there's a lot of things I don't agree with Dak, and I'm not going to, listen, he's a better trader than I am. But the fact is, when it comes to options, I don't think he's right about some of the things that he said. And I need to call him up on the phone because he keeps saying it, and he's not correct, And I've been doing options a lot longer than he has. But you know what? I know how to do this. A lot of it is having a set of kahunas to do it when you have to, knowing what to do, when to do it, when to fold and when to hold, okay? How to be the right gambler. There is an element of gambling in here. There's no question about it. But there can be a less element of risk by using the tools like Mark did. Mark did a butterfly. He did a butterfly by doing 4 positions, okay? By having 4 different maybe different expirations, the same stock going in the same direction. So they were all calls with different expirations, all right? So he picked whatever he did, and it worked for him, okay? I don't know exactly how they work. You can watch, you can go watch videos on how butterflies work in options. And you can learn a lot. Anything you can think of, somebody else has already thought it out and put it out there for you. Utilize it. There's great videos out there. It's not all about watching Active Trader or Deck or AK-47 or J Trades, who's new, We all have different way of doing things. And I'll tell you something. What works for Jay may not work for me. What works for Kush, I can't figure out. He used to put these different alert sections. I don't know what the hell he's doing. I really don't. Maybe somebody's looking at what I'm doing and he's going, I don't know what the hell he's doing, Listen, I don't write I can write my options. I can teach you how to write an option. Any stock, you show me any stock that has an option, and I'll show you right now, without even going to a product page, how to make the option and find it. Anybody, you want to test me? Put an option out there. I won't touch anything. I'll let my hand so you can see I'll only be on this computer. I won't pull up my product charts right there, on here. I won't pull it up. Whether it's SPX to SPY or NVIDIA or Oxy, anything you can think of, you just tell me the price it is right now, and I will go find that option for you today. Right now. I will build the option for you and show you how to do it from scratch. Anybody? Come on. Anybody? Test me. Test me or I'll wring your neck. Just kidding. No, but seriously, I will teach you at any time. If your products page doesn't work, what do you do? So right now, let's pick anything. SPX, okay? Without even looking. If the stock now is 43.45, I'm going to guess and say SPX is at about 43.50, okay, on the call. Let's see if I'm right. I'm going to pull this up. SPX, that's SPY. Let's look at SPX. SPX, let's go on. I could be wrong. I am wrong. It's 43.65. I haven't figured out how to do it exactly. But 43.65, and I know it's 5 less for the what do you call it? So if I got 43.60 and 43.65. So how do I do what I'm talking about? All right, I go in here, I put a dot, ready? SPX. SPX, and there's always a W after. There it is. See, they're starting to come up. Now, 23 is the year. 09 is the month. Today, SPX would be on a daily contract, so it's 21. We're talking about doing a call, and we said it was at 43.65. There it is. There's your contract right there. Okay? And if it doesn't pop up, just go into auto, and bam. Here's my contract. And if I don't want the theatrical in there, watch this. All right, I'm going to make it a little bigger. I don't like that purple in there, so I can go right here. Click on it. It didn't work. All right, want to give me a rough time? That's fine. I can deal with you. I can go right here. Watch. Here, go to theatrical and exit out. And opinion interest, get rid of it. And that gets rid of all the extra lines. And right now, here's my call. There's the option for, and all I got to do is hit this button, and it'll give me, watch, 5 contracts, because I have it already set up to put 5, which is 500 shares. Okay? So right now, if I wanted to, I could buy a call. But would I buy a call right now? No. I'm always watching the SPY, but I'm trading SPX. No, I would do a put. So what would I do? I go up here, watch this. I take away the C, I put in a P, and I just happen to know that it's 5 less. So here, I'll delete this and put a 0. And there it is. 43.60 put. It should go just the opposite. All right? So I'm going to make this a little bigger. Watch this. Come on. And then I just click on that line. Let's see. Should give it to me. Come on. Sometimes I can click on the line and it'll get rid of it. All right. And if it doesn't, I just go here and go. I can either open it, watch, and get rid of the plot, and then go OK. Same thing for here. Option interest. Take off the plot. Say OK. And apply it. Say OK. And the line is gone, and so is the option. Just go here. It'll come right back. It should come right back. 490. So just do this until you see 490 on the side. Okay. So I do a little of that. Boom, boom, boom. That's it. Now I want this to go up. 490 to 510. There it is. 5. I'd be right now. Well, I'm in a put, so I'd be losing. So you see what's happening? It's bouncing off the VWAP and going back up. So 510. Right now I'd be down 10 cents. I'd be down 20 cents. But originally I did the call. I would have been up. See? Well, what's going to happen now? What's going to happen? Back down to 5. 4.9. Now I'm back where I got in. I'm back where I got in at $5. I'm down 10 cents. Let's see. If I had gotten in, what would have happened? I'm waiting for a drop. I think it's going to come back down a little bit. Let's see. 490. Now I'm up. Now I'm even. Now I'm up. I was in at 5. Here we go. Boom, boom. One more shot down. Boom. I could have got out right there, and I would have made $50. Okay? 510. Now I'm losing 10 cents. Now I'm even. All right? I lose 10. There it is. I'm up right there. So if I got out right now and I sell, I'm on a put right now. Yeah, I don't want to do that. I'd be losing my ass. I'd be losing. There I go. There I go. We want this to go up. If I'm going to put, I want this to go up. There we go. I bought it at 5. Go one more. Bing. I'm out. I take my 30 cents right now. I just made $150. That's how it works. Okay? How long would I have been in that stock? 2 minutes? 2.5 minutes? 3 minutes? And I made $150. I told you when I got in, look at this, still going up. But I got out at 5. I made 30 cents, and I always do 5 contracts. I made $150, and it would have cost me $10 for the commission. So I made $140. You understand now? And I wrote my own contract. All right? Let's go back now and put NVIDIA back in here. All right? Does anybody have any questions on what I did or want me to show you on a different stock how it's done? It's that simple. I don't have to go to my products page. It makes it easier for some if I do. But I can look at any stock, and I can go right now. Well, let's see. The SPY, 434. The call is 435. The put is 434. I can look at Tesla, 259. The call is 260. The put is 257.50. That's every $2.50. AMD is now 97.22. The call is 98. The put is 97. Meta is 300, right on the nose. I would do 300, right there. All at the money, At the money on the call, at the money at the put, both 300. It doesn't happen too often, but that was rare. Now it's dropping. The stock is dropping. So if it's dropping, then I would do 297.50 on a put and 300 on a call for Meta. Okay, it's real easy. I'm just looking at the stock price and telling you what the actual, let's put the contracts out for you now. All right. Do you guys enjoy when I put the contracts out for you? Does it help anybody here? Because if you guys don't answer me or say something, I'm not doing it anymore. I got 30 people in here, 26. I need to know. Does it help or not? Putting the contracts out, does it help? Let's see. What do I got? 435, 434. I've got, let's see, on that, I've got on products, I've got SPX, I got 60 and 65. So I got 65, and that's 65, and that one's 60. What did you say? Okay, Mickey, that's what I need to know. Otherwise, I'm just doing them for nothing. I don't want to just sit here and do things for nothing, Okay, NVIDIA. Let's see. NVIDIA is, I can't read the stocks. Hold on, I can't read them. There we go. NVIDIA is 415.12. So 415 and 412.50. I'm going to leave it. That's fine. Actually, it'd be 417.50. Let's do it this way. 417.50. And this would be 415.00. Next one. AMD. AMD is 97, be 98 and 97. It's right at the money. That's fine. And next one, Tesla. Tesla's 258. It'll be 260. All right, I'm going to bring this one up. 260. And let's see, .00. And that would be 257.50. 257.50. Okay, and the next one will be Meta, and I'm finished. And Meta is 299, so it would be 300 on the call. 300.00, and then 297.50. That's 297.50. ... There you go. Here's your contracts right there. All right, that's simple. I just did about how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 contracts right now. If you were to get into any one of those stocks. Anybody watching something else, I'll do that for you, but I can only do what you show me or ask me. If you don't ask me, I can't show you. I just keep doing the same ones. And I'm losing my voice. I've been going too long. I've been going since, 11:30, 12:30, 1:32. 2.5 hours straight with 10 minutes off for lunch, and I ate lunch with you. So, I think that Deck is gone for the rest of the day, I think he said. Did he say he's gone? Have to restart. That's him. All right, let's go back to the lobby. Let me look at Deck's room for a second. Deck might be gone. I don't know if you guys want me to keep going. Teletrader. I'm headed out of the office. So Deck's gone. He's not coming back. What a life. Okay, what am I looking at here? AMD is down. Tesla. This one, ABG, I'm getting rid of. That's it. Anybody enjoy that options page with the options calculator? It's pretty interesting. A lot of good stuff. I'm glad that Mark brought up what are the disadvantages and advantages, of what do you call it? Let's see if this came out. Wrong one. Okay, let's get rid of that. That's not what I wanted. I wanted the disadvantages. Okay. Disadvantages and advantages of a butterfly spread, since he brought it up. And the answer is the disadvantages of a butterfly spread. The primary disadvantage of the butterfly spread is the possibility that the market can move sharply in another direction to incur a loss on the position, and the potential trading cost versus the limited profit potential. So if it goes in the direction you want, you can make a lot more money. But if it doesn't, you can lose a lot of money. So if you're new here, I would not be doing butterfly spreads. You might want to do a straddle. So you'll make less, but it's a lot safer. Am I wrong? Or you don't know? Who agrees? Who disagrees? Who cares? Who doesn't care? We got support at 75 here. 69. Let's go 75. Let's go 65. 65. Boom. Okay. Come on, guys. Wake up. You agree? You agree because you know better? Or do you agree because you just want to be agreeable? Come on, Mickey. Mickey Mouse. Then you know what? I once stood next to a guy named Mickey. Believe it or not. When I was got married, I was 22. It was my first time going to Las Vegas. I had a beautiful suite, 22nd floor in Caesar's Palace. I had both rooms. One, when you go to the end of the hall, I had a room to the left and a room to the right. It was gorgeous, unbelievable. It was comped, too. I got it comped out from my father-in-law. So I'm sitting there shooting craps, and my father-in-law whispers in my ear, and he goes, "You know who that is standing right next to you?" I go, "No." The guy was like 6'4". He goes, "That's Mickey Mantle." Mickey Mantle was a big gambler and a big drinker. And I loved the Yankees, but didn't even recognize him. He was standing right next to me. I didn't make a big deal about it. I just continued to play. I was never a groupie that way. But when I was in the 7th or 8th grade, I don't remember which one. I think it was the 7th grade. 1969, I was 15 years old. I lived in Queens, New York. And it was the 5th game of the Mets World Series game. So I went to school, and 5 of us ran out of the building. They freaking had cameras even back then. They caught us the next day. I got expelled, but it was worth it. I went to the Met Stadium. I snuck down at the end. I was one of the first 50 people on the field when they won. I had second base in my hand, which somebody ripped out of my hand. I walked out with a stool. Under the stool, it said, anybody caught taking this stool would be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. But I got that, and I got a piece of grass that I had for years in a box from the Met game. Probably could have sold it on eBay and made a lot of money. But that second base would have worth a fortune. Somebody bigger than me took it from me. So, but I had second base. Can you imagine, in my hands, and I'm running with it? I was an idiot. I went back for more. I should have left. But they won the World. It's the only World Series game I've ever been at where they won. That was amazing. It's the only World Series game I've ever been at, period. But I was at a winning game. It was awesome, Mickey. It was. It was. I mean, you're talking back in the days of the greatest players. Baseball was so different. I stopped watching baseball when they did that strike. The whole game changed. Let me see. I'm trying to think who the pitcher, Sandy Koufax, or that was against Baltimore Orioles, I think, back then, when the Mets won the World Series. Let's see. Here we go. New York, the batting. Tommy Agee, Ken Boswell, Don Cardwell, Ed Charles, Don Clendenin, Duffy Diver. Here we go. Wayne Garrett, Ron Gasper, Gary Gentry, Jerry Grote, Bud Harrelson, Cleon Jones, Ed Kranepool. I remember these people too, some of them. Tom Seaver. Tom Seaver was the pitcher, wasn't he? Ron Sabota, Ron Taylor, Al Weiss. Unbelievable. Let's see. Average. That's amazing. Don Buford from the Baltimore Orioles. And nothing's happening. Everything's stopped. Market's coming back down again. Colonel Man, Brooks Robinson. Brooks Robinson. Wow. I remember he was on the Baltimore Orioles. Wow. Ron Taylor, Tom Seaver. Tom Seaver. and Nolan Ryan. Nolan Ryan, Tom Seaver. New York. Here's your pitching: Don Cardwell, Gary Gentry, Jerry Kuzman, Nolan Ryan, Tom Seaver. One of the best. I think it was Tom Seaver. He might have been the one that did, like, I don't know, all those shutouts in a row. Let's see if it shows here. Seaver, 2 errors, 3. Had the highest ERA. Okay, did play series. Batting. Whip. The whip. Yeah, well, man, those were the days. They were the days for baseball. It really was. Especially the Yankees. I can't believe they didn't win back then. But Yankees were always my best favorite team. But as a New Yorker, I moved out of New York when I was almost a little less than 18 to Florida, and I've been here ever since. I've been in Florida since, 51 years. It'll be 52 years that I'm in Florida. 3 wives, 4 sons that I know about. No other kids that I don't know about. I'm sure there's 1 or 2 out there that's a possibility, especially all the damage I did as a teenager. It's amazing. I never used a condom in my life. I think once or twice after my 20s, but after that, I never used one. To some of you guys out there, did you ever see the serial numbers on a condom? I guess you never rolled one out that far. I couldn't. Sorry. Joke, just a joke. Don't get excited. Some woman here's getting excited. They've got serial numbers on them. They got pinholes in them too. No, I never used one. Really, I just didn't know what to do with them. It was so different back then. You know, we were hippies. Everything was free love, drugs. You know, you either were a jock, all sports, you were a hippie, or you were collegiate and you were just all into school. I wish I had taken the school direction, but there's so many things I don't regret. My brother ruined my life. We don't talk. I have a brother who lives very close to me, and we have only spoken less than 10 times in the last 10 years. We don't talk. He just ruined my life. He'll never realize what he did to me. And nor does he care. He's in total denial. If I try to talk to him, he's just like, he'll hang up, he'll start screaming at me. Like, start screaming. Such denial. I could have had such a different life. I was a smart guy. But I just never really got into school like I could have or should have. I did later on in life. But I always did good. I did all right. I landed on my feet. Always. Even now. I'm holding on for the skin of my teeth. And there I go. I see the circle in there. It's probably time to reboot. I think that it's probably time to call it a day. That's why I've got all the 30 people in here, and where's anybody else? Deck's got 1,800 people, and he's not even in there. You gotta love it. So it's chat amongst chatters. And let's see. AK, he's not there. Yeah, he is there. Oh, he's playing a tape of himself.
I mean, looking good. This was in college. I gotta find my one.
Talking about everything else but stocks. That's fine. Josh been speaking amazingly since way back. Dang. Yeah, he used to be a broadcaster. He used to be on radio. So let's see. And look at the reason he's doing really good. Good for him. A lot of people are into the bond futures. Nice. Very good. But he never puts himself up there. You know? You can't.
At my default 1.5. Let's see if I can get 2 points out of this. It's right at this.
I wonder why he doesn't put him no camera. He doesn't want to be seen. That's okay. That's good. He doesn't make it about himself. That's why I put myself so small instead of making myself so large, so I don't make it about me. I can put on a great, cool-looking hat, and I can wear a great shirt. I'm wearing my Fender shirt today, so I can play music. I can do something that most of them can't do. I can jam on a guitar. Nobody else I know can do that here. But regardless of all that crap. There is not much happening here today. I think it's time to call it a day. I think I've done enough for the day. The markets are pulling back. So we can see here, this is pulling back. I don't really need this anymore. I'm going to remove this drawing here. So I don't have to go looking for it tomorrow. I always leave my support and resistance. Are you not doing options? I am doing options. In fact, I put your options right above you. Who wrote that? Oh, no, I'm sorry. Somebody wrote that in another room. All right. I think it's time to call it a day. I'm tired. Like I said, I've been going since deck got off, straight for 2.5 hours. 11:37 to 2:08 is 2.5. 12:30, 1:30, 2.5 hours straight. So I want to wish you all the best rest of your day. I don't know if I'll be live tomorrow. I really have nothing going on, but I want to see what my wife's doing. It's her day off. And one day, Mark, maybe we can get together and get you up here to talk about how you started in options and what you're doing right now, and if it's working for you, and if you're successful at it. That would be awesome. You know, I love when people come in and share their testimony of what's working for them, why they use what they use. You know, too many people here don't talk about what they're doing. I wish more of you would state like I screwed up. I'd rather you say, you know what, I just lost. I got into an option and I lost, and how bad you lost. Because just by telling me what option you got into and what time, whether it was a put or a call, and you just tell me the time you got in, and I can tell you everything about why it was right or whether it was wrong, and why you should have seen. Like looking right now, if I was to say, what should I do with the SPY or SPX? Look what's happening here. We're going down. Right now, we're at the bottom. We are at the bottom, okay? We're at the bottom of our channel. Now, I don't play breakouts or breakdowns. All right, and I don't trade in the middle. So if I'm going to come down here, I'm going to say to myself, well, if I look at what's going on, if I hold this area here, there's going to be a slight maybe come back around and up. And where would it go to? At this point, all right, at 2 o'clock, we're not at 3 o'clock power hour, I would probably assume that it might come back up to the 13 exponential. If it went past the exponential, then it would go to the VWAP. All right, but as long as we are underneath the VWAP, we are bearish. But if you look right here, let's look real close. You see this tail? That tail there, that's a shadow, shows that it's going to come back down. But this shadow here showed we had a high and it came back down. Now it looks like it's going to reverse and go back up. We're in one. That's why I don't like 3 minutes, because you have to look at it minute by minute to really, really catch what's going on. Once you're in it, that'll tell you whether to stay in it, to hold it, or to get rid of it. All right, so here's your 1 minute. And it went down, it came up where I told you it would come to. You couldn't see that on the 3 minute, to the 13 exponential. Exactly what I just said. And now what's happening? You see the upper shadow? Means it's coming back down again. See what's happening? Now you just got to wait and see. Let's make it a little bit bigger so you can see it. Okay? So it's exactly what I said. It's going to go up. It's going to come down. It's going to go back up to the 13 exponential. See if it stays there or not. Okay? Now, you don't know if it's going to fake out, break out, or what it's going to do, because you don't know what they're thinking. Also, see this here? Watch this. There's another step in here. I'm going to show you the other step. Let's take this and put a step in here. And let's bring it from the top right there, and then bring it to the top right over here. So you can see we're starting to descend again, all right? So let's cancel the left. Let's cancel the right. After a while, it becomes easy enough to understand exactly what's happening here. And you'll be able to do this yourself. Activate that just to be perfect and move it back to right there. And this is the active step with the active trader. Let's stay there. This freaking mouse. Where did you learn options, and did you use TOS videos to learn the process? First of all, Paul, I learned options back in 1987 when I worked for a company buying and selling options. And I was actually, they hired me, and I was working there fronting before I got my license. And I took the test twice back in 1987. So I learned about options then. I didn't use it for a long time. So when I came here for day trading about 2.5 years ago, people were talking about it. I just started watching videos everywhere on options. But what I did is I went to Thinkorswim. I didn't go to Thinkorswim. I went into Ameritrade. And inside Ameritrade, I went to the knowledge point. And in the knowledge part, there's a whole program with tests, okay, on options. So I started taking them. And when you take these classes through Ameritrade, you get points. And the more points you get for the education that you get free through them, you get later on when you say, I want more of a margin. I want more than 4-to-1. I want 5-to-1. I want better this. I want more. I want to be able to do butterfly spreads and this condors. And, you only have me on simple options. They'll look and say, well, let me see what you've done. You've been with us for a long time. You're always taking yourself out of margin when you get in margin. And you've taken all these classes. Yes, go ahead. The more knowledge you can get, go take the classes through Ameritrade. It's a great class. They also have classes here in Thinkorswim. I don't know exactly where they are. You can find them. You could open up Thinkorswim. Let me open this up for a second. And at the very top, it says education. So you can go into education. And then I'm waiting for it to open. All right, let me just see if I don't want to bring this over. I can't. It says on demand. I can't take it out to show you. I can't move it over, I don't think. Setup. Then you can go in here and you can go down and you can find where it says today's trading, or you can go find, there's got to be an area where it talks about options. There is a place in here, cookies. All right, I should have just accept the cookies. There's a place in here that talks about option trading, drawings, think manual, trading, how-tos, mobile trading. It's probably in there. How to Thinkorswim, most common. Let's see, think manuals, trading. Let me open one of these up. Trading how-tos. Let me see. I know it's in here because I've already done it. I just been so long I don't remember where it's at. And my everything's starting to move too slow. I can't find it right now. It's moving too slow for me. But there is in like I said, in Thinkorswim, there is a trading class. I like the one in Ameritrade itself. And there's others online. There's so much I can find you. Maybe I'll start to look. I'll get it to you early next week. I'm not doing it right now, or maybe even tomorrow. I have a whole folder on options. I'll just open it up, and it'll give me all the things, and I'll shoot them out to you next time I see you in the room. I won't forget. Try ODT on YouTube. There's another good one. Just put ODT on YouTube. Just as he wrote out. Anything you can think of, somebody else has already thought of it and made a video of it. Believe me. He's the butterfly master. I know nothing. Gotcha. Listen, you know what I find out, Mark? The more I know, the less I realize I don't know. That is the truth. And I just have a different way of doing things. And like here, I'm going to move this back down. And you'll see, not the spread, that's the trend line. So you'll see, if I take this now, and I move it to where we're at, and I can see now that our support is dropping. So I can drop my support down to 433.75, let's say. 433, let's go to 75. It could be higher, it could be lower. It's going down even lower. Boom, see? And if that's the case, then down here on this top, right, I just put $1 down. So 443.75, I see it's even lower than that. If it's 433.75, I'm going to bring this down to 434. I'm going to say 45 and bring it right under the VWAP, like that. Okay, so there's my resistance. Because the VWAP's my resistance at this point. All right? And now you can see what's happening. We're descending here, and this is getting pushed down lower and lower. So it tells me that right now the bears, okay, are now in charge. And we're under the VWAP, so that's even more proof. There you go. It's pushing down, 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 down. And this will always give you a form of direction, especially if you're new. If I just came back from the bathroom, I go, look at this, NVIDIA's dropped. I know exactly where it was because I can see where my support was before. I don't have to figure out and say, well, this is, let's say, I can do it two ways. This is 443.45. So I can go in here. I can just edit this. And now I can put this to, what did I say? 413, what did I say, 45? 413.45. There you go. There's my support. And again, I look here and I can see 415. It was 413. But I always leave more. I always leave more in NVIDIA, just the way it is. So I'm going to go 413. Let's go 415 and make it 45. So it's $2. We're going to be about $2. Ready? Should put me right under the VWAP. Right under the VWAP. See how you do this? It gets, after a while, it'll all make sense to you. All right? But now on Tesla's come down slightly. The VWAP became about 257.75. I don't like to do that because it's going to put me on the VWAP probably. Let's see. 257.75. It's going to put me right on the VWAP where it's bouncing. See? So if 257.75, then I can edit this and say 257. Then it's going to be 257.75. It's going to be 259. I always use $1.25 for Tesla. It just works for me, and I keep it above the 13 exponential. I could tweak it down a little lower if this goes down, but you see this has a lower shadow. That lower shadow tells me it might reverse and come back up, probably up to about 258. Let's see what happens. Mark, thank you for joining us. Obviously, you're across the pond. That means it's probably about 7 o'clock his time right now, at nighttime. And I did enjoy you, and thank you for sharing. I definitely want to get you in here one day. Even though you're an amateur, we'll get you to do a little Zoom in here. Maybe you could show us what you're doing. You know, listen, this is all about one trader chatting it up and helping another. I can't tell you how many things I've learned. I've taught so many people how to use TOS and how to set up your charts. That's how I started doing all this. And I can't tell you, Sydney, Australia. You know, one of my favorite musicians of all times in my life, and I've been there for the Beatles, I've been there for the Rolling Stones, I've been there. I love Keith Urban. That's my boy. He grew up, I know he's from New Zealand, but he grew up in Australia. And his wife, she's a pickle. What an actress. She's really, really a superstar. They both are. Keith Urban and his wife, what's her name? Great actress. Great. I mean, I don't know if she's a better actress than he is a musician, but they're just both awesome. Awesome, awesome people. Love it. There used to be another program from a guy from Australia. It was called The Mentalist. The Mentalist. Do you remember who that was? My neighbor, 4 to 5 houses down, Baba. Who's Baba? Oh, Nicole Kidman. Thank you. Nicole Kidman. Yeah, she's awesome. She's funny. I've actually seen her on some shows with him, and she's hysterical. She really is a funny lady. Nicole. Let's see. But there was another program that used to come on called The Mentalist, and they're all friends. Let's see. His name is Simon Baker. Simon Baker. He played Patrick Jane in The Mentalist. Anybody know The Mentalist? Keith and her are right now. He's your neighbor? Oh, so you live in Tennessee. He's west of, what is he, in Franklin? Where are you around? Franklin, Tennessee? Don? See? Don, you and I spoke once before. You don't have a brother, do you? That trades also? I know we spoke once before. I love Tennessee. One of my favorite places. I want to move there. You have to be in Tennessee. Am I wrong? Oh, Hendersonville on the Lake. Excellent. I know exactly where you are. I used to do all my I'm an antique buyer and seller. I have stuff on eBay now. I've been on eBay for 23 years, and I used to travel all through the Carolinas. I got married in Asheville, Carolina. I've been to Nashville. I've been to Franklin. I never made it to Memphis. You know, Henderson on the Lake. I didn't, but that's not where Keith lives. He's in another development, isn't he? That's by Laguana Lake, isn't it? Hendersonville. Let's see. Henderson on the Lake. I'm just trying to think. Okay. Knoxville, Hendersonville, Pigeonville. Hendersonville, that's not where Keith lives. That's not too far from Asheville. Because I got married in Asheville. That's off of 40. I love Maggie Valley. Isn't that where you are? You're in North Carolina. Tennessee's a great state. You're more near where what's her name? Dolly Parton lives. I know where Franklin is. Franklin's west. I know Keith's got a home right out of he's got one in right out of Franklin on the water. They all do. What's his name? Kenny Chesney lives in that area. Brad Paisley lives in that area. They also have other homes. I know, like my what's her name? The one he used to be married to, Blake Shelton. Miranda. She's down south of Nashville, about 70 miles on a beautiful farm. I know most of this. I'm a country star. You know, that's my thing. I'm country music. Tennessee's 20 minutes from Nashville. Yeah, I know. I got you. I know the whole area. You're off for Route 40. I love it up there, man. I almost moved to Cantor in North Carolina. We put money down in the house, and it fell through. Whatever reason, or we fell through, really. I wasn't ready. Zach Bryan. I saw Zach Brown. He was great, but he's from Dahlonega, Georgia. Alan Jackson used to live near me down here in Florida, but he's from Georgia. Let's see. I can't believe how old he looks. You want to hear a good story? When I first moved out of my house in 1970, let's see, I got married when I was 22, so that was 1976. In 1974, when I got my first apartment down in South Florida, I was at Sandy's Drugstore at 163rd Street, about 2 miles from Criteria Recording Studio. And I come out of Sandy's Drugstore, and there's a car with the hood up. And I'm with my roommate, Jack Katz. And he was my first roommate. And these two guys come up, and long hair. And I had real long hair. I'll show you what I look like in a second. And the guy says to me, he says, "Hey, you got any jumper cables?" I said, I do. So I jumped his car. I go, the engine was like blueprinted. It was like, with no dirt on it, nothing. Battery just died. He says, "My name." Oh, God, what's his name? I can't, oh, my God. 5 o'clock somewhere. What's his name? From Key West. Oh, my God, he just died. Oh, my God, I can't believe it just slipped my head. Hold on a second. Give me 1 second. Here we go. He goes, yeah. I can't believe I forgot his name. He goes, "My name's Jimmy Buffett, and this is my lead singer, whatever his name was, my lead guitarist." And he goes, "We're in town to record another album at Criteria," which I used to hang out outside just to get a glimpse of the stars. Criteria is one of the hot spots for recording in South Miami at that time. And it was in North Miami Beach where I lived. And he said, "Why don't you come down and join us while we're doing it?" And I said, "Man, I can't believe it. I'm working in a French restaurant at that time." I was working 2 jobs. I was working picture framing for Quadrangle Galleries on 163rd Street, and I was working in a French restaurant at nighttime. I was working day and night to support myself, and I never got to hang with him. He could have been a friend. Can you imagine that? Billionaire, and he just died after 4 years battling melanoma, Merkel cell cancer. That's terrible. $1 billion. They couldn't save his life. He was a great guy. He was a great guy. Known as the Parrot Heads, man. Buffett, man, just a great guy. Good actor, fun guy, just a fun person. But anyway, Zach Bryan. Why do I know that name? Zach Bryan. Zach Bryan. Zach Bryan. Is that guy just released that new Zach Bryan? Zach Bryan is an American country singer-songwriter. Oklahoma. He's from Oklahoma. Something in orange. I'm just trying to think. Younger guy, but amazing. Check out the songs. I can't believe you just said that. The song, Something in Orange. I can't believe you said that. You ready? That is so funny. I was just putting it on. Thousands of videos. Hold on. You, baby. These things eat at your bones and drive your young mind crazy. Crazy man. But when you place your hand between my collar and... I know the song. I can't play it because what happens is they'll strike me and then the whole tape won't be available to the public. But I know the song. I know the name. I know all the country stars, but he's amazing. I'll listen to it after. I love music, man. I love music. I knew the name. I just couldn't place it until I opened it up. I love it. I love it. I love it. It's great. You know what? So many great people. There's a guy in these rooms. He's not here anymore. His name was Tim Allen. Tim Z. I don't know. Some of you might remember Tim Z 333. He actually is very in the music industry with I forget the #1 guy today. He's like best of friends. He put 3 albums out there just when COVID hit and the music industry just stopped. And he really was, in fact, I have a picture of him. And I became friends with him here. And most people didn't know. He didn't want anybody to know who he really was. But he's gone. He doesn't come here anymore. But let's see, real quick. I'll show you a picture of my buddy who was a day trader here. Hold on. You're going to love it. Most people won't recognize him because they don't know what he looks like. Let's see. Food for Tim. Here's Tim Z 333. Here he is. And look who he's with. You ready? He's the guy on the right. And look, he's with, what's his name? The guy in the middle. I can't think of his name. Also, when he was out there playing, this is what he looked like. He was such a cool guy. Let's see. Tim Z. 333, Tim Z. Thank you. Chris Stapleton, correct. He very good friends with Chris Stapleton. This guy's great. He did a song called, here he's with, what's his name's son. Here's a picture of him with, his father. You may not know this guy on the left, but you know his father. I can't think of his name. I'm really losing. I'm getting brain farts today. I don't know why. I have a lot of good pictures of him. We stay. In fact, I spoke to him about 2 weeks ago just to see how he was doing. Here's him playing on stage somewhere in, I don't know. He's from Ohio area, but all country. He's a country. But he did a song. It's called Three Stars. 3 stars. Oh, what is it? 3 stars and a silver heart, I think. I love this song. And he uses the name Tim Allen, like the Tooltown guy. That's his middle name, is Tim. Let's see if I can find the 2 stars, 2 silver stars, I think. Is this it? I won't get dinged for this one. Yeah, this is him right here. Oh, shit. All right, hold on 1 second. That's the song. Hold on. He's got a great voice. He's got a better voice than he does play guitar, but he's real good.
6 miles east of Beaumont, in a little sundown town called Vida. Back in 1941, living wasn't easy around there. Work all day in the Texas sun, first chance he had like a river he'd run.
He was a good trader too. This guy made a lot of money here.
He was on that boat 31 days to hell on earth while his mama prayed.
And the spy went down.
Good old Uncle Sam didn't give a damn about him. 2 tours in, giving all he can, fighting that war in a four-arm lane. He was the funniest man I ever met. Everyone
All right, if you want to hear the rest, you got to go to the site I put up there, and you can listen to it. It's called What's it called? It's called 2 Silver Stars and a Purple Heart. That's what it's called. And he's got 3 albums. He's pretty good. I have to love the contracts info up. Very helpful. I love to have the contracts info up. Oh, I'm glad. Thank you. You must have been listening to the tape from before. So yeah, I always post them. I'm always going to continue to post them. That's just what I do. But anyway, I had a fun day today, But you can see the market. It was hard to really guess today which way things were going to happen. And as we ended up, the market's down over 233 for the day, 197 on the Russell, and the NASDAQ down 183. So you can see we're having a pretty red day. My big chart here, my little chart there, my 6 in 1 I use to, what's this? My product, my watch list. Okay, so pretty much you can see you got to be very careful today. I'd be gambling today unless you have a big account and you're willing to keep a very tight stop loss. Right now, I wouldn't be doing anything. The market's come down. We could see it's 433. You know what? We could wake up tomorrow at the rate this is going at 430. But like I said, I'm not a swing trader. And I wouldn't tell you to swing trade it either. Because if you're new here, swing trading a stock like the SPY, thinking that it's going to go down to 433 and guessing that you might make $3, what if it went the other way and you lost 3? Can you afford that? So I say stay out of it. I'll take a bounce into close, but not hold. I agree. And we might see another bounce at 3 o'clock for what do you call that? Power hour at 3 o'clock. But it's been fun, but you can see what's happening here. Okay? And if we look at the 1 minute, you can see it's like one big reversal of a... I wonder what it looks like on the 5 minutes if we see a head and shoulders. Let's just see that on the 5 minute. Look at that. Hold on, I gotta open it up a little bit. See what I tell you on a 5 minute? It's almost like a head and shoulders. Down, up, down. You see it? It's almost like we had a head and shoulders. Let me get rid of this. Put that in the angle. Bring this down a little bit here. So you can see it. We came down here. It went up, came down, up. Here's your head, down, and then back again, the head and a long shoulder. So I don't like the way it looks. To me, I wouldn't. You might find a bounce play in there, back up towards the 13, but maybe not even as high. Maybe back up to about 433.60. Not worth the gamble to me. But if you're a gambler, you got money, you got a big account, you're not worried about it. You might get another shot up, but you can see what's happening here. Okay? I think the writing is on the wall from yesterday. Look at this, straight down, boom, boom, boom. I mean, if you took this here, and let's bring this to pre-market, at the high of pre-market, boom. All right, let's get rid of that and take a look now. So you have a big, long fall down, and then a big step here. And you got the same thing on the bottom. You got the same thing on the bottom. So even if I took it from in pre-market today, which I don't usually do, but you can see from a big bottom in pre-market, about here or even here, it's been continuous down. We're still falling. What do we got here? I have it. Oh, but I had the step. So you see, I had the steps in here. And the problem is I got to get rid of the steps. I think our steps are going to match up eventually. And you'll see this one here. If I extend it to the right, see what's happening? We're headed back towards there. I'm going to take out this middle step. And I'm going to take out this step right now. Let's remove this. So there's our step from here, or even from here, okay? There's your day. On a 5-minute. But if you were in puts, look at that, how beautiful that was for you. If you were in a put, you had 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40 minutes down. That's beautiful. So I think the move was to put on the SPX. On the SPX, you could have made probably about 3.5 to 4 times the SPY. SPX is probably the best paying stock in the market. Bear any. That's my opinion. I love SPX. You all agree on that? But I think with that, I'm going to get rid of this part here. I'm going to remove that drawing. I had 2 drawings in here. Come on, what's going on? Must be a duplicate in here. There is. I must have removed it. And remove one more. I must have duplicated it by accident. Remove it. Okay. Don't really need it anymore. Once I don't need them, I don't need them in there. We're going to bring this back to about 3 minutes. Bingo. And this is why I do what I do. And if you're new here, thank you for hanging out today. I am the active trader. This is my world. I wonder what Grambo is. Where's my buddy Grambo? Hasn't been around. Nope, he's not here. Where are you, Grambo? I'm going to take away his stars and stripes. Not in there. So he's not there either. Let me check one more place. Now he's a futures. He likes to do the futures. I bet you that's where he is, if he's anywhere. There's Gator Trader, Grambo. He's not there either. I'm checking the other rooms for people I know who usually, hasn't been around, but he won't give me his phone number, so I can't check on him. Not here. He's not in here either. Very, very unusual. I worry about some of you when you're not around, people that I know. I get to know a lot of people. I have probably spoken to over 300 traders in TradeCaster since I got in here. After the first year, we started conversing, and I started teaching people whatever I learned. I passed it on. Because I learned a long time ago that you can't keep what you got unless you give it away. And the more you give away, the more you get. It's just the way it is in life. Two silver stars and I can't believe I'm going to delete that. It's too long. I can't believe it. Whose son is that? Oh my God. Big country store. If I told you who it is, his name is Ben, but I can't think of his last name. And Ben, come on. Ben. Nate Smith. You know who I love? Don, if you're still here, one of my favorite groups, but they're not together anymore, is Gone West. Gone West, one of my favorite groups of all times in the last 10 years. I can listen to their music over and over. Just something about their music. She's such a great singer. They're magical together, the 4 of them. They're magical. You know who I'm talking about. Unbelievable. Just unbelievable. I keep watching them over and over and over. And they lived they're from Hawaii, but they played, the main guy's from Hawaii, but they lived in Tennessee for a while and played in the mountains on the rocks in the background. I love it there. I told my wife I want to sell everything we own, and I'm 69 years old. I want to go buy a piece of property. My daughter-in-law said she'll move with us. She can have the house and I'll take the barn and we'll fix up the whole upstairs on the barn, and I'll make it into a living quarters for me and get a couple of horses. And that's it. And I need about, I don't know. I could deal with just a couple of 100 acres. Wouldn't that be nice? Take my horse for a walk every day. Do a little trot. I love horses. I love that. I love the. I don't know if you watch Heartland. I've watched every one in the series. I watch it all the time. I leave it on in the background. I love even watching. I love watching just the reruns on it. It's just so great. They're up with Series 17 now. Lighthouse or Galatian is close to Nashville, but affordable still. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, you don't want to live in Nashville. You want to live out. Probably north. Probably a little bit north of Nashville is probably northeast of. Is that where it is? I'm not even sure, but I looked northeast. It looked to be a little bit more where it's more affordable. But I know going a little further south and southwest, very, very expensive. So let's see, Brentwood. Yeah, I love it. I've been all through there. You're laughing. Just love it up there. I love Tennessee. It doesn't get bitter cold, you know. There are places it gets cold. Asheville was too cold for me. It was a little. That's why I chickened out. The winters there in Asheville were terrible. I didn't like it. Cold Springs is also great to live. There's so much talent. There's just so much talent that lives there, and the people. And it's a red state, you know. That's another thing that's important to me. I cannot live in a blue state because I will get into a fight. I will kill somebody. I will get into an argument that will cause damage. I cannot deal with ignorant, stupid people who think that the government should have control of our children and not the parents. I'm sorry. There's something wrong with that kind of thinking. Really, something wrong. So I have a problem with stupidity. And maybe they think I'm stupid, but you know what? We've seen what they've done to this country. I'm for the red, white, and blue, and I'm for law enforcement and Army, Navy, and protecting our borders. This is the only president in history who's taken our borders and destroyed them while taking billions of dollars to give to foreign countries so they can protect theirs. And yet he's destroying ours. This is treason. In no way, you can't tell me this is not treason. This man should hang from his neck. He should be hanging. He should be hanging from a rope. Yeah, home with the newlywed and the nearly dead. Yeah, well, I came here as a newlywed, and I'm probably gonna leave here dead. You know, I'm 60. I'll be 69 years old, man. My wife's already 69. How many people can say they had 69 at the age of 69 with a 69-year-old woman? What the hell are you talking about? You're supposed to be a Christian. All right, so I'm still getting a little crazy after all these years. All right, but I'm doing good today, folks. I got a new blood pressure. I took my blood pressure earlier, and my blood pressure was, you're going to be happy you get to keep me around a little longer. 120 over 75 before I even took my medication with a 62 pulse. I'm like a 35-year-old. I graduated from Dunedin High School in DeSantis. What the hell? DeSantis? Dunedin High School in DeSantis. I don't know where that is. DeSantis. Even my computer doesn't know where it is. That's weird. Dunedin High School. Let's see, in DeSantis. Dunedin, Florida, when Ron DeSantis as his hometown. The Florida governor lived in Dunedin when he was 6 years old. I didn't know that. Ron DeSantis attended Dunedin High School. I like Ron DeSantis, but the truth is, how much is Ron DeSantis worth? I don't really care. $1 million. He's worth it. How much is Donald Trump worth? $2 billion. $2.5 billion. He was worth more than that before he was president. Ron DeSantis is a good guy. He does well for Florida, but I think his problem is he took too many things personal, like Disneyland, and he made some mistakes there, and it cost him a lot. I know, clear. I know, West Coast. You know, what's his name? AK-47 has a place in the above Clearwater. What do you call that? One of the nicest places to live in the Gulf, in Florida coast. What's that called? There's a town. Everybody knows it. Even musicians play there. What the heck's it called? Oh, I have to look at a map of Florida. I can't think today. I don't know what's going on with my brain. That's not good, you know? Where I can't think. Okay. Above Clearwater, Brentwood. Let's see. Lake. Let me see. You going to tell me? Not Tampa. No. I'll tell you in a second and you'll know. I'll tell you in a second. It's above St. Petersburg, Hudson, Hermosa, Crystal, English. Okay, Dunedin. Oh, Dunedin. It's not too far from there. Crystal River, St. Martin's. Okay. Oh my God, I can't think. Starts with a D. Starts with a D, and it's an island, I think. It's a little island. Destin. Yeah, Destin. That's it. He's got a place in Destin. No, I live near Boca Raton. Boca Raton is, my wife works in Boca Raton. I live in Pompano Beach, Florida. Destin. Yeah, it was Destin. Yes, Destin. Yes. Freaking people. Destin. Crab Island? That's in the Panhandle. Correct. I said it's in the Gulf part there. On the West Coast. But he's got a place there. A lot of people there. You know, a lot of people live not too far in really nice neighborhoods like Florida Georgia line. Live in areas like that, you know, in the Panhandle. Beautiful homes. I can't live in the Panhandle because when the hurricanes hit, they're the freeze. If you live too close to the coast, man, you're going to be putting new roofs on your house every 4 or 5 years. It's crazy. I've been hit direct hits where I live here. So, Florida's a great place to live. Our taxes are good. 7% sales tax in the state. We don't have any state tax. We got Ron DeSantis. I want to see him continue. I truthfully wish that Ron DeSantis and Donald Trump did not get into arms with each other. I wish that they had stayed friends. They were friends before. Because the truth is, I could have seen Donald Trump as president with Ron DeSantis as our vice president. And because Trump can only go one more term. And then after that, Ron DeSantis would have been lined up to become the president for another 8 years. And if the Republicans could hold this country for the next 12 years, we could fix this country. Is there anybody in this room right now that thinks that the administration today is doing a good job? A fair job? Are they doing anything that's good for the United States of America? That's the one thing I loved about Trump. He put us first. He put America first. He said it, and he did it. He really did. He could be whatever you want to think he is, and you're probably right. He could be a schmuck. He could be a creep. He could be a thief from the 80s in the real estate. But he did this country right. No, I understand that, Thomas. I understand that. But you know what? What's the name was an alpha? Don't say that. Who was the vice president under Trump? He was the governor of Arkansas. So he was a governor in a state, or whatever state he was from. He was a governor. He just wasn't that great of a governor, and he wasn't really that A-type. That's why he can't get anywhere right now. Another one who used to be friends with Trump, the old governor of New Jersey, Chris Christie. I mean, opening his mouth and you know what? A family that is divided, a family that's not united is divided. And that's, yeah, Pence was weak. Just like Chris Christie from New Jersey. He wasn't strong. He wasn't strong. You know what? He did good things for New Jersey. But the fact is, he did stupid things too. And somebody went to jail for him when he stopped the traffic on the bridges. Okay? And somebody went to jail. They didn't turn him in, but you know he was responsible. A governor knows everything that's going on in his state. Nothing like that would ever happen without him knowing it. I'm taking these lines out. I understand what you're saying. He needs somebody who's smart, who can take over if something ever happens to him, and who has good thoughts and good opinions where he respects Trump in his position. And I still think that Trump is the most necessary, whatever you want to call it, evil. He's the most necessary need for this country at this point. If we don't get somebody strong in there like Donald Trump, we're going to be under Chinese descent in the next 5 to 10 years. That's where we're headed right now. They already got Saudi Arabia. You know, they hate us over there. You know, they hate us. We need to start pumping oil again and selling it to our allies instead of having Russia do that. We need to act quick. All right, 2:52. I went my full day. All right, and you can see right now we are headed for Power Hour, which I will not be here for. So Power Hour will start in 8 minutes at 3 o'clock. I'm just going to tell you, if you're new here, don't trade. Be careful. You don't know what's going to happen. Power Hour can turn around and things can go up, and you might go down. It goes up, and then at the end, I think it's still going to come back down. I think overnight, I think we're going to still see it come down. I don't expect any more news, and right now, things are pulling back. We could be looking at 4:30 in the morning. Got to break this low of the day for more downside. Well, I think it's going to. I think we're going to break down. I just said it. I think we're going to look at 4:30 eventually. But right now, I think we're looking at 4:33 break. Absolutely. There it is. It's coming right now. That's why I took off all my lines. You don't need them. You don't need them. So I'm staying on the big one right now. Okay, let's do this. You can see what's happening here. We keep forming, look. Lower lows, lower lows, lower lows, lower lows. Came up a little, lower lows, lower lows. So you can see what's happening here. Let's go back to here so you can look at all three. Lower VWAP, lower VWAP. And this one here, look where we're at. Lower VWAP. I told you folks, if you don't have a lower VWAP plot inside, you're making a big mistake. You really are. This is one of the greatest free tools you can have. I don't know if all brokers give it to you. Thinkorswim does, but some VP should be RFK. You know what I thought about? He's a Democrat. The only thing about RFK, you see, RFK is a Democrat, but he stands so moderate as a conservative Democrat that the truth is, when the Democrats move to where they're at, he's already a Republican. He may not be a Republican by name, but he believes in pumping the oil. He talks like a Republican. The only thing I can't take about RFK, I can't listen to that voice all day long. I mean, I'm sorry to say that. He's a smart man, and I agree with you, and I've heard that before, Don. And right now, we might have a chance if a Republican and a Democrat got together. It would give him... I still think there's not a Republican out there in the GOP that's going to be able to go against Trump. Yeah, the voice, I think he must have had throat cancer or something. But I like him. I like what he has to say. I agree with him. I do. I've talked to my wife about that. I don't even watch the news anymore. I can't take it. The best thing I like about the news station is Gutfeld at 10 o'clock. Comedy Hour with Gutfeld. I do like Jesse. Like Jesse says, I'm Jesse Small and this is my world. You know? No, I'm the active trader and this is my world. The video of him pressing was like 150 pounds. Who was that? Who benches 350? Who are you talking about? RFK? Oh, Tucker was the only guy. I love Tucker. I miss him. I miss Tucker. Tucker was my favorite. Tucker was my all-time. He says it. What he feels. He never liked Trump, by the way. He never liked Trump. RFK still, he's in good shape. Listen, RFK is my age, you know. He's not no young chicken. His father was who? Robert Kennedy? He was the little boy. You know, believe it or not, in a lot of ways, John Kennedy acted like a Republican. He did. The things he did, got things done. People liked him. Look, and he was doing Maryland. Woof. They killed her. She did not die of natural causes. You want to see my eBay? Oh, wow. Oh, here it is. Copy. What do we got in here? Doom. That's got to stop. Doom. This has got to go. I'm not listening to that. Places to live. Not listening to that. I have to close some things up here. Here's my, that's my eBay. 23 years, I'm a top seller on eBay. I don't make a lot, a couple thousand a month. I used to buy all my stuff in Carter, Tennessee. Clinton, Tennessee. I go all the ways up. I go into Tennessee and go straight up and go to all those little towns in there and buy antiques, and collectibles, and go to flea markets and buy shit and then come back and sell it on eBay. Make a fortune. I made a good living doing that. Oh, eBay stock is ripping? Cool. Let's take. I don't doubt it. Let's see. eBay. There we go. Yeah, all of a sudden, look at that. What about PayPal? Oh, they're no longer with PayPal. They dropped PayPal. I'm surprised they sold it. They never should have sold it. Okay, yeah, look at that. So it went, you say ripping from 42 up to 43. It's only gone $1. 43, 44. Hit $1 and change. Why? 1457 at 257. The news. Blackstone Premier is set to waive bid for eBay-backed Adevinta. I don't know what that is, but see that? Blackstone Premier is set to waive bid for eBay. Somebody says go for eBay. Watch how fast it comes back down. But eBay's been flat. Take a look at that. Look at this. Look at the third one across. Flat. eBay has been flat. So they got a little boost there. It's for temporary. It'll come back down. All right, let me go back to Tesla. I stay in what's the most popular. To me, if I was young, right, I would be, when Tesla went down to 111, I would have put everything I had into Tesla. Tesla in the long run is going to be the best paying stock that you can afford. You know, it's a long-term stock for people who have extra money. Elon Musk is a brainiac. He really is brilliant mind. I don't like when he talks, because when he talks, his stock always comes down. He's got some great people who speak for him, but his ideas are great. All right, folks, 2:59. I want to thank everybody for being here today. And there's a good chance that tomorrow I'll be live. I'm not doing anything. I'll see what my wife wants to do. Maybe I'll come in a little in the morning. All right. But the markets are still dropping. NVIDIA is dropping. Meta's not doing anything. AMD has dropped down towards the lower VWAP. Okay. I'm not bringing it up on the map here on the charts. But that one is also coming down a little. It's still dropping. $96 is going to be with a lower VWAP. Let's see. 96. Hold on. What do we got here? Edit. 96.11. I'm going to say $96 is going to be 00. I can't see it. $96 will be the support for AMD. Yep, low of day. Here we go. It's coming down. Everything's coming down. I told you we were looking at 430 by tomorrow when we wake up. At least 430, 429 something. I want to see the whole market crash and come down. I want to see it crash and burn for a while. More money is made on a down market than any other market. Believe it or not. We need this thing to really... There's no reason for the markets to be this high. All right, folks. 3 o'clock. I want to thank everybody. Have an awesome rest of your day for me. And if you're new here, don't trade anymore today. Just hang tight, watch what's going on, and do it in your head or do it on paper. Thanks, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow. Have the best rest of your day. Bye.